Okay.
And now we're live. So anyway, yeah, Starfield. It has absorbed my life. I took Friday off of work just to play it.
Oh, wow.
I did,
I'm
and
so jealous.
I slow rolled it, and I still, like last night at midnight, I was like, I need to go ahead and finish it so that I can concentrate on tabletop tomorrow. And I did, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers or say anything about, the game. A, because people are watching, and B, because, you guys are playing it. But I will say that, like, it does the standard Bethesda thing where as soon as you end the game, it's like, oh, you want to start a whole new game. And I started playing, and I was like, no, I must stop myself. And then I got up this morning, and the first thing I did was like, well, I wanted to do that one storyline I didn't do, so I'm just going to go try that. And I played until about an hour before we went live. So yeah, Starfield. It's absorbing my soul. I'm glad I took a day off to get as much of it out of my system as possible. Because Monday. Well, I'll save the big thing for the end, but we were gonna have an event on Monday. Ghost, what do you think of Starfield?
I like it a lot so far. I'm only level 6. I've spent a lot of time just putzing around, doing random quests. I don't even think I've gotten very far into the story mode. Haven't built a base yet, and still on the first ship. But yeah, I'm having a good time.
So I went in an entire playthrough, and I only built like the most basic bitch of outposts because you don't have to. It's not required in any way, shape, or form. And I'm going to be honest with you, the benefits of having one were not immediately obvious to me. By the end of the game, I kind of figured out what they do. Totally not necessary. Also, I totally went ham with the shipbuilder and built like 3 ships, and I did those things, but you can take that starter ship all the way to the end. They make those things optional, and I think that was a wise decision on Bethesda's part. I think they've done a great job, and I was one of the very skeptical people. Like, I didn't watch any trailers or shit for this because I was like, as bad as they screwed up Fallout 76, this is not going to be a good game. And they did a good job. They made everything optional. They made everything at the players beck and call. They really concentrated on what made an RPG good, and I'm enjoying it. It did crash on me 3 times today. But yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I had no idea you were going to play it. When I saw it was on Xbox Game Pass for free, I thought maybe you and Craven would give it a shot. But
yeah, I'd pre-downloaded it. I wasn't going to pay for it. Like the 35 extra bucks that I could have paid for it, I could have had early access to it. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that because I'll get it for free. I have loved every minute of playing it. It's so good.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. When you finally beat it, we need to sit down and talk about like the story and what you got from it, because it is something you can talk about at a deeper level. It's very good. Anyway, to our own sci-fi, because I don't think Ronan and sorry, you've changed your name again. Rex and Kizik, you guys have not played Starfield, as I understand it.
No, I've got to buy a new Ryzen 9 before I can get it for free. That's my way of getting into it.
Level 7 and can't get myself off Venus because I'm just walking around looking at everything on Venus.
I got to tell you, you will get stuck into that. The exploration in this game, they did it right. Like, if you just want to go around, blow up starships, or shoot people in the face, you could do that. But if you want to actually explore all these planets, and even have missions where, like, that's a legitimate gameplay loop, and you can totally just wander around, scanning stuff, exploring, finding new landmarks. It's really good. It's really good. I'm glad you're playing it.
Nope. I got to a planet and I was just going from one mission, and then I was like, oh, unknown thing, let's go figure it out. Unknown thing, let's go figure it out. And then I realized I was half the planet away from my ship.
Yep. And you were probably over encumbered and couldn't fast travel.
Fact.
Yeah. No, I've been there. I've had the little thing come on, and your companion says, "Oh, you're carrying too much," and I turn around and I'm like, "Oh no, the ship is so far away."
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you hold this.
Well, the thing is that I tend to fill my companions up first, and then be like, "Well, now I have room, right? Now I can grab stuff." And then you fill up again, and you're like, "Oh no." Yeah, I do that a lot.
Isn't that what companions are for?
If you're not over encumbered, you're not playing the game right.
Right? Well, you can over encumber your ship now. Just,
Yeah, I saw that.
Anyway, I'm glad. Oh man, I'm glad so many people are playing it. A lot of people got really hyped up about it, then they were disappointed. But that's what happens when you just listen to the hype. So, back to our own science fiction. We will not have Thodubs today. He will not be present. He didn't really tell me why he wouldn't be present. He just said that he wouldn't be here, so he's off doing other stuff. But short of Thodubs, who wants to take lead on telling us what happened last time in our own personal sci-fi?
Well, we don't even know what happened to Thodubs. He went out to get pizza and just never came back. Eventually, we hacked into the computers, hacked into the surveillance systems around there. So we saw him chasing after a guy, and then 2 other people came into the screen. We think all 3 of them are together, and they snatched him. Other than that, we met the Valentine Agency. They did some stuff here. We're pretty sure they're not GIA operatives, but they're just trying to help the outside world interact with this inside world of the Rift. Oh, we came to the Rift to get the contents of a super spy ship that's been in the Rift for a while. If we can't get the whole ship back, we need the contents of its memory drives. And we found out that it was on a planet that's called Arcady. Yeah. And it's in kind of an active rebel against its mother planet, which is Arcadia. And we got to get Thodubs back. Also, I forgot that I had this real fancy computer in my backpack that's hardened. I'd like to spend some credit tokens to get that so that we can harden our computer systems, because he has the launch codes for the ship on his phone, and those bad guys got his phone.
I'll take a player point for you to have your backpack thing. That's just the one that was already in the GIA kit that was part of the group stuff, or is that a new one?
No, just the one that was in the GIA kit.
Yeah, I'll take a player point for that. So a couple things I want to call attention to. It's always interesting hearing what you guys catch on to and what you don't.
We're on a Mondiage, though.
Yes.
The ship is called the Perfect Stranger.
No.
No, we are on Acadia.
Yes.
But yeah, the first planet was a Mondiage.
Yes. Also, there were a couple of little tidbits there. There were specific data cores, not just the memory drives. You can't just pull the hard drive from the computer and say, I got the thing. You were very specifically told, get those data cores. Don't care if the ship flies into the sun. They'd like to get the ship back. Those data cores are what are important, and they are a very specific and unique kind of technology. They are much higher tech level than you're going to find here. They're very heavily encrypted. They're their own self-contained units, and they store massive amounts of data. So they are not like if you walked one down the street, you would get looks. It's a high piece of technology.
So how big is a data core?
So it's about the size of like a mop bucket. Not one of the big ones that janitors roll around, but like one of the ones you'd have in your house. So let's say like a 2 or 3 gallon bucket, and it's shaped kind of like that too, to the point where like it has a handle on it, so you can like turn and pull it out of its socket.
Okay. Also, last episode, I put eyes on the ship, the Perfect Stranger, but we haven't been up to it yet because Aiden napped. Nick snapped?
Yep, you sure did. Rex. Sorry, you changed your Steam name, and it is throwing me really hard.
Sorry, I changed that a while ago, and it just happened to show up.
It just caught up. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me a minute. So, do you want to be called Rex or Ronan?
Whatever works for you.
Okay, well, just answer to both and hey you, and we'll be fine.
All right, I like hey you.
And what do you remember specifically? Did they miss any points that you think are maybe really important?
We also got to talking to the dock workers. here on Acadie, and we know that there's a lot of groups that are interested in the Perfect Stranger and going on and off of the ship. We have yet to figure out why. We also know that the ship's launch was launched and crashed, but we don't know where yet.
That
And
is
there was
a very important piece of information. That's good.
It was grabbed by the Stormhead salvage company too. They salvaged that launch.
They did salvage it, but that doesn't have anything to do with why it went down.
Right. But if we want to find out, we can ask them, right?
One of the pieces of information that you got about them was that when the unrest started, they, being a not permanent operation, picked up stakes and said, "We don't want to be here for a civil war," and left.
That's good to know. Okay.
Okay, so
And me and Stacy are tight. Maybe.
oh, Stacy has a token now.
Oh yeah, and you almost told Stacy that we were part of the GIA.
You did actually say that. But that wasn't the part that really he almost tripped over. It was he almost told, well, he did tell them, and then did a deceit to like cover it up, that really what you were here after were a couple of data cores. And then Thodubs went to get pizza, which he made in canon an object. This is now a thing that everyone must bring up at every opportunity because it obviously bothered him. That Space Ham and Cone Apple Pizza, also known as Hamapple Pizza, was the thing. And I didn't go through all of that effort for him to not be here for its reveal. Makes me sad.
That's how it always goes.
I also want to point out that picture is of a real thing that some people are going to say shouldn't exist, but I'm strangely curious. That is Spam and Pineapple Pizza.
Is that like an Islander thing?
It is called Spam Hawaiian Pizza on the Spam website. I always imagine that the Spam would be finely shaved, but it looks kind of chunked.
Chunk of Spam, chunk of pineapple. Oh, that sounds good.
It's a chunky pizza.
It's just chunk pizza.
All right. So Thodubs, he wandered off into the night. He got followed by some mysterious figures, pulled into a room. They interrogated him. They asked him a whole lot of questions about who he was, who he worked for, where he was from, and very specifically if he had access to all of the ship's systems. And then they beat him unconscious, and we faded to black, and you guys had gotten to the pizzeria and hacked into the security cameras and found a rough trail of the direction the guys went in, and you were starting to pursue that trail.
It's also like, what, after midnight?
It's well after midnight. It's beyond curfew. However, the unrest in the city means that the local law enforcement has more important shit to do than tell you to go to bed.
All right. Well, I think we need to travel in that direction, the direction that he was going, and maybe we can find some more clues.
And stay together while we're doing it.
Yeah, but I'd like to not get arrested. So can I stealth and try to track?
Sure, you guys can do it that way if you want.
I mean, can I give you a boost by... Oh, no, we only have these ones. I was about to say, I'm not into all of the security cameras, so we could just find where the cops are. Although, you get me a cop's radio, we'd be all right. Oh, we just dip it down hallways. Got it.
Give me a perception check there, Kizik.
I rolled a 10. I got a 1 in recon and a 1 in intellect. That's a 12.
As you're sitting here chatting to Taylor about wanting a police radio, you spot that parked down the road in a parking lot is a police cruiser.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sneak over here and get us a police radio so we can figure out where people are. Does that sound good, guys?
Yeah, you want me to look out while you do it?
Yeah, real quiet.
Okay, you rolled an 11.
I rolled a 12. I didn't sneak in though. I don't know. Am I rolling in something else?
I was just checking. You rolled a 12. That's better than a 10. So you're going to notice that the vehicle does appear to be occupied.
How
bad
far
do we
away?
want the-
How far away am I from the car?
So it's like the next parking lot over. It appears to be some sort of like parking area for servicing this part of the city. This is different than the other city in that cars are somewhat common and therefore parking accommodations have had to be made. So we're going to say it's just like a chain link parking lot. Right next door.
My plan here is to sneak over and set an alarm off on a parked car, and maybe he'll get out of the car to investigate, and you can steal the radio.
Oh yeah, sounds. This is. I've never seen this side of you, buddy. Captain's gonna go break into a car so I can steal a police radio. I'm just
not
happy.
breaking into a car. I'm just gonna like hit the door really hard.
Just happy.
Look at what you're making
just
me do.
another option. We have stunners. That involves assaulting a police officer, which may not be the greatest.
Look at your smiles.
Just saying, it's an option. Not a good one.
You cool with me like stealthing over to set off a car alarm? Maybe distract this cop?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick around this corner. You go get that, you set the car alarm off and I'll watch them as they leave.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a stealth roll there, Ghost. Worryingly, you don't need to roll an opposition.
He's distracted already. Oh man. Well, that sucks because I rolled an 11. I got a 1 in stealth, and yeah, so that's 12.
So you slide up to a car. You're pretty sure this one has an alarm because you can see the blinky red light on the inside, and you just want to hit the quarter panel hard enough to set the alarm off.
Yeah, or like jiggle the door hard, you know.
Okay. Okay. You pull the door handle, alarm immediately goes off. You slink off. Kizik, you're keeping an eye on the officer.
Yep.
And just out of curiosity, what are you doing, Rex?
Watching around the corner to make sure that no other cops show up.
Okay. Rex, give me perception. Kizik, you automatically note that nothing happens with the car. With the police car.
You said it's occupied though?
Did. You can see that there's someone at the steering wheel.
A second head pops up.
9 recon, intellect, so a total of 11.
11. You guys are doing good rolls right here out of the gate. I like this. Okay, so Ronan/Rex, you are going to notice that as the alarm goes off, a group that was walking casually away, and there's a few people out and about, suddenly they decide they don't want to be here anymore rather quickly. And they're headed roughly in this direction, and they decide to bolt down an alley and just start running.
Hey guys, something odd's happening here. Like everybody's just running quick and fast in the other direction.
Scatter. It's a trap. I find a safe alleyway. Yeah, we're up.
Okay, you're all going to dip down different alleyways?
I'm staying with them.
Okay, so you're all going together down the same alleyway.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the alleyway that Odubs went down earlier.
Oh, how lucky.
You're going to... No, you know what? I'm not even going to make you roll for it. You're going to come around the corner, and you're going to see where trash cans and stuff have been moved to create like a choke point. And that's going to probably give you pause.
choke point in the alley itself.
Yep. So like there's enough room that you don't have to have all these trash cans side by side, and yet they've all been moved in such a way that like you'd have to like plow through them to not go down this choke point.
And we see this?
Yes, and you have very little time to make a decision.
Yeah, we're going the other way. Hit those brakes, we Scooby do it the other way.
Okay, the only other way is to go back the way you came.
Can we check one of the doorways on the side?
Like the back doors for the buildings?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure. Go ahead and roll me 1d6, each of you one time. Each of you checks a door.
Just 1d6. I got a 1.
4.
6.
All the doors you guys checked are locked.
All right.
Can we jump the trash?
It's actually like regular trash cans, so yes, you could try to jump it or plow through it. You don't know what's in those cans. You just know that it's odd that they're piled the way that they are.
I say jump it.
Yeah, parkour!
Okay. Nothing happens. You guys plow through the trash. And it was obviously set that way intentionally because there's plenty of room on the other side, but not much else here. As you get to the other side, you realize that other than the sound of the car alarm, there's no other sound.
It's past curfew. Alright, I think we should be sneaky again and try to pick up where Aiden went. You don't think Aiden had to deal with those trash cans, do you?
I don't know.
On the security cameras, you saw him run down this alley.
And the trash cans weren't like this in the security camera.
They were.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
So he just blew right into that trap.
He ran right through it.
Are there other security cameras on this block we can check to try to catch him up?
That's a good thing to look for. Why don't you have a look around?
All right, you guys watch my back. I'm going to see if I can find a security camera.
Standing by.
I'm going to look around.
Okay. It's an 8.
Intrusion plus education.
That is correct. Well, it's computers plus intrusion plus education.
Yeah, I got a 5 plus 1 intrusion plus 1 in education is a 7.
Okay. So, a 7 is a fail, but you could push it and have there be consequences.
Yeah, I'm looking for my buddy. We're kind of scared. We're kind of out late. I'm going to, this is going to be an easy thing to find. Like, I might set off an alarm. I flapped on a couple of the lights around us, trying to hack into the security cameras. I couldn't find the right one. Is that enough consequences?
Well, no, I'm going to tell you your consequences.
Oh, okay then. Yeah.
But I want you to understand that this is the pushing of the roll mechanic. So it's not a light consequence. Pushing by a point is you take a severe penalty to have a success. You should only do it if it's important to you.
I mean, we gotta find a thing, right?
I mean, find Aiden.
Yeah, his phone, because that's gonna open up the perfect stranger for not us. So I'd like to find Aiden. I think this is important. The thing, yes.
Okay. So you tap into a camera just in time to have your nose buried in a phone as you walk directly into a security droid. It's basically a light pole with a set of wheels and a camera on it, and it spins around and locks on you, and then beep beeps, and then gives you an automated message saying, "It is past curfew. Please return to your lodgings." but it is definitely taking your picture.
Can it see all of us or just him at the moment?
If you want to give me a stealth roll, it's a 4 to pass.
I passed.
Definitely passed.
Okay.
12.
So yes, you can stay out of the things. It's not really like if he hadn't been so busy on his phone, he wouldn't have walked right into it, and it wouldn't have seen him.
Come on, we gotta keep moving.
I think that thing just took my picture, but he went around this corner up here. Maybe.
Okay, so you guys, you scroll through the camera footage and you do find a trail that you're able to continue to follow. Once again, you see 2 shadowy figures following Aiden, which is Thodub's character, as he's chasing a third, and you realize that like the entire time Aiden was being followed and didn't realize it.
Can we see anything on him other than just being shadows? Can we see any features on him, anything like that?
It's on a phone-sized screen on a fuzzy camera, but if you want to take some time to try, you can.
Yeah, I think I'll leave that at the moment.
Yeah, is anybody following us? You want to stay back a block while we turn the corner, see if anybody's following you?
I'll take a look at the back.
Are we getting close to the end? Or we got to find another set of blocks?
You're gonna need at least one more corner camera somewhere down here, or maybe here or here, and then again here to figure it out. The route that Aiden and the first guy took is this way. No, the route that Aiden and the first guy took is this way, and the route that the other 2 guys took is the route you went. So the 2 in the back break off at the site you're at now, and you went down the same path they went down.
Luca, which way do we need to go?
The 2 shadow guys came down this one. Let's follow the shadow guys.
I wonder what kind of shape Aiden's gonna be in when we find him.
I mean, you guys are more military than me. I just like to fly, but there are 3 people triangulating it. Like that's straight out of that's not GIA, but that's good spy and good sneaking up on somebody. All right, we made it to another corner. I can't see around this one. All right, let's see what I can find on this guy.
Still watching the back.
You guys don't have to exclusively look for cameras either. You can look for other signs, like you're tracking someone. It's something you've done before. I'm not saying don't look for cameras, but I'm just saying the other 2 players have things they can do if they would like.
Oh man, an investigate roll.
Mm-hmm.
Be pretty sweet. I'm actually really good at that. But I'm trying to get in these cameras. Yeah, do I find some cameras around here?
Did you roll a successful 8+ check?
I got a 9.
You find a camera.
I want to try a streetwise check, and this is my thinking here. These guys are professionals that have gotten Aiden. I want to try to streetwise and think about a place that they would hold up. Like I'm picturing a windowless building room somewhere. There's got to be tons of those nearby, but like we want to stay away from residential because there's screaming, maybe involved with torture. So can I use a streetwise to try to figure out or triangulate a building that would be appropriate for professionals to hold up in, like a safe house?
Their safe house in an area like that are probably not going to be the same. I'll give you that for free. You can roll a streetwise to see if you spot anything around that fits where you would take to interrogate someone, like just wandering these streets. Like you could walk around and be like, it would be there. That's why I would do it.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it. It's going to be a 10.
I got snake eyes.
Okay, so you're probably not going to make a 10. So yeah, I mean, you know what to look for, but you don't see anything in your current angle, and you don't go far enough from Luca because you're worried about getting separated.
Luca, I just don't know this place very well.
Yeah, thanks for making sure I didn't hit that other robot pole. I thought it was a street thing. I didn't know it could move like that. And then I took my picture. I got a camera. Yeah, I got a camera. Let's scroll through some footage. I think they got him here.
Yep. So right where you're standing is where the two guys, like, he caught up to the guy turned around, and right as he was about to say, there's no sound on the camera, but right as he was about to say something or do something, he got shot in the back twice by the other two guys with stunners. They then trussed him up super fast with zip cuffs, threw him over the shoulder of the first guy, the guy who was chasing, who is super burly, and he's in the light long enough for you to see this Austrian-looking, muscle-bound dude who barely fits in his, like, blazer jacket. And they throw him over the shoulder and they go around the corner back in this direction.
When you say Austrian looking guy, like Schwarzenegger?
Yes.
Thank you.
Was Aiden badass? What? He was going to catch this guy? What was his plan?
You think Aiden had a plan?
He got pizza. Clearly, he made this guy as a counter operative. Was chasing him down here. He didn't check his tail a couple of times, which I guess that's pretty bad on him. And I don't like he was sprinting towards this guy like he was going to catch him or something. I send Holmes a text. So is anybody trailing us?
Continuing to verify that no one is trailing us.
No one is trailing you. You've gotten far enough away that the alarm is like a very, very distant sound. However, you do notice that there is the sound of a siren now in that location. Or going towards that location.
Hey guys, good thing we took off. Sounds like some sort of law enforcement is heading where we just were, so let's keep moving.
But like, there's already a police car there. Why is... so I told you it felt like a trap. All right, so we came around this corner. Catch up.
Moving.
How far can we see? Let's go down towards the next alleyway.
You guys, there's enough lights here on this part that you can see all the way down here. These are actual streets. They're just only one car wide. So they're like mainly for pedestrian traffic. Think like a European city that wasn't originally designed for cars. But they're also lit. So, and your video would have shown them turning the corner here to the right.
My mic stopped working.
Okay. It's because we were talking shit about it earlier. I got mad at you.
I know, right? Yeah, absolutely. It's just like, nope, I'm done.
I got this cheap mic. All right, let's make it down to the last corner.
You don't know it's the last corner yet.
We know there's a corner down here. I lost him.
Let's just be careful while we're doing it, because it is lit and we are past curfew.
Can we do stealthy checks?
You can if you want to, sure. It's going to be a 6 to pass here. All you have to do is avoid the little robot light posts.
Rolled
Nine.
a 12. And those guys are pretty easy to miss if you're not trying to actively hack a cell phone and then run back footage to make sure we can find the guy.
Your volume's super low now, bud.
Damn it.
All right, do you see any other clues around here to see where a guy Or no, one big guy carrying a thing and then two little guys chasing after him.
Gonna need a series of rolls. Investigates. Tell me specific things to make the checks easier. Hard, general vague things to make them harder.
Unless, of course, we can find a camera.
You can also look for a camera again. The camera's a very specific thing.
I'm gonna look for where like legs were dragged. Oh no, he was carried over the shoulder.
Yeah, he was being carried.
Yeah. I guess footprints of three dudes.
Okay. Give me an investigate roll for that.
He's doing that. I'm going to continue actively looking to see if anybody is following us.
It's
Okay.
an intellect check. I got an 11 total.
Yes, you use investigate and intellect for complete piece and stuff like this together. Okay, so you're not going to find drag marks. However, there's a chain link fence next to a access door to like an outside boiler room. And it's got a ripped piece of cloth that is the same type of red like leather that is of Aiden's jacket. It's got blood on it.
I think he came through here, guys.
Oh, is that kind of like the safe house you were looking for earlier or thinking about?
Yeah, but I couldn't see anything else. You know, like, this is almost perfect, though. There's probably people in here, though.
So there is a light coming from an ajar door past the chain link fence.
Are there
The light,
any other places to enter?
So when you have an external boiler room like this, generally it's the door is the only way in and out, and it's a small room that just has like HVAC equipment in it.
Roger.
There might be another way in from the inside, but usually it's external access only.
Got it. Thank you.
Let's get in there. Do we have to go through the chain link fence or can we walk around it?
It's already been cut, so you can just slide through if you want.
All right, I'm going to hold it back. Make it easier for the next person. Real quiet. Make it in there.
Okay. You guys don't have to worry about moving your tokens too much because I didn't make a map for just this one tiny little boiler room. So who's gonna go up to the door first? And are you just gonna pull it open? Or are you gonna try and peek through the open crack?
I'll go up to the door and kind of see what I can see through the open crack.
All right, give me a perception check.
Oh, 11.
All right. You can see a small room with boiler room equipment, a wooden table set off to the left-hand side, and a wooden chair that goes to the table in the middle of the floor directly under the one working incandescent bulb. There are no people in here. There's a puddle of blood on the floor and some ripped clothing next to it. Gonna open the door. Want to open the door the rest of the way?
I'm gonna let the other two guys know. Hey, room looks empty, but I can't see everything in there. I've got a table, chair, and a pile of blood and some cloth on the ground.
We try to stealthily open the door.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll a d6 here. Okay. If you want to roll to do a stealth check, it's gonna be a 4 to pass.
I passed.
Okay. You actually are quite stealthy opening the door.
Can we see any more?
Yeah, can we see anything?
I'm
going to get inside.
You can see the room pretty clearly. It's not very big. The whole room is maybe like 8 feet by 8 feet. And because there's a bunch of HVAC equipment in there, the walkable space is only maybe half that. It's pretty tight. So you get in there, and there's definitely Thodub's ripped jacket on the ground with a bunch of blood. Quite a concerning amount of blood on the chair and the floor. And there's a couple of like boot prints and stuff in the mud or in the blood. And you know, there might be a couple other clues you can get from here, but there's no people and there's no Aiden.
Outside, is there a camera up top of that door or around?
Give me a luck roll.
Is that D100 high or low?
Yep, D100. It's you need a 75 or higher.
17 doesn't cut it.
No, sir. It's unfortunately you were in the one alley that does not have a camera.
I was more concerned about a camera that looked like it was of a higher tech, like a professional spying agency would leave on top of that door.
Oh. Well, since you already rolled, I'm just going to tell you that's not there either.
I feel better about that. So Aiden's not here. We got to get back home and we got to get to that meeting tomorrow, or we're going to stop everything and try to find him some more.
Can I go through his clothes?
It's not all his clothes. It's only his jacket.
Okay. So obviously, though, his phone's not in here.
Nope.
Does he have, like...
You reach in the pocket where the phone should be, and it is not there. His stunner that he did purchase is, however, in a holster inside his jacket.
Oh, man, I'm going to steal that. I have his stunner.
Are the boots prints in the blood, like, are they leading off anywhere?
Yeah, they're heading out the door. You can see scuff marks in the right outside the door where they obviously realize they're tracking blood and like try to scrape it off.
How many boot prints? Just one big Austrian's boot prints, or are there 3?
It's difficult to tell exactly how many there are, but there's more than one.
Is there anything in here that I think would prevent a phone from working?
That you can see? No.
Any thought on calling the phone? Or tracking the phone itself?
He attempted to do that last time, but you may attempt to do it again if you'd like.
Yeah, let's see if it came back online. Is that electronics comms?
You can roll whatever you want. It's not going to come back.
No, it's still off. Or I can't even get to it remotely. What does that mean?
Is the chair still in here?
Chair's in there, yeah. So you would know with your GIA phones that even if it were off, it's possible for you guys to like remotely access them. The fact that you can't get to it at all is unusual. I'll give you that. I think I said that last time too.
Yeah, you did. Are the cuffs still on the back of the chair?
No, but there are marks. They would look like they were zip cuffed. Actually, there would be cut zip cuffs on the floor in the blood.
Did he pee himself here? Throw up at all? It's just blood.
So he didn't pee himself. And he didn't throw up. It's just blood.
No teeth either? No fingers? This might be okay, guys.
There's definitely not going to be any fingers.
Fingernails?
You are going to find one tooth.
Oh, he got punched right here. I pick up the tooth. Somebody I know might be really interested in teeth.
Crossing that meta now.
That's what makes it fun. All right, so I pocket his tooth. Maybe I'll give it back to him later. And guys, I this is kind of now a dead end unless we can figure out where they went. Is there a trail in blood footprints like leading out of here now?
Yes and no.
Just-
There's no, like, you can't follow it. It tapers off, but you can tell
Which
that they
direction
left.
does it go?
It follows the wall for the outside of the city, but you lose it almost instantly. Like, they're spies. They realized they were tracking blood. They took care of it.
Professional. How would they have gotten the body out of here?
That's a good question.
I mean, they just walked him down that street while carrying him over top of somebody's shoulder.
Maybe they had a vehicle.
That's a good point too. Where's the nearest place that a vehicle could park?
You could pull a vehicle right up to this access way.
Okay.
But since I went ahead and already told you that they took him along the wall, I will say that you're not going to find any like tire tracks or anything.
Hover vehicle.
It's got a G vehicle.
Right.
They're kind of cool. Not as good as a plane, though. Well, you want to follow the wall, or you want to head back and try to meet with the administrator to see the perfect storm?
Perfect stranger, man.
Perfect stranger. Sorry. Your buddies don't get kidnapped too often. I'm a little bit shaken.
It's also like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we're going to be there in 3 hours.
Okay.
We also need to get some rest.
We'll go back and get a nap.
You guys get home without an incident. There are several intersections that there are like peaceful protests, and they've like started like trash can fires. At most of them, the police are simply maintaining a perimeter and standing there doing nothing. But you do go by one of them where the protesters have started throwing Molotov cocktails at the police officers, and they have been responding with what you're pretty sure are rubber bullets. Because, you guys have seen enough violence to know what real gunfire looks like. Not that scene is pretty, but it's not them mowing down innocent civilians. Well, I guess when they start throwing Molotov cocktails, they weren't entirely innocent. But, they're showing some restraint. But there's obviously, like, unrest. The good part about that is that makes it really easy for you to get back, because the police obviously have other shit to do.
We roll in at 5.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit after 5 when you roll into the brokerage. Several of the brokerage employees are obviously already they're just getting up and having coffee and starting their day as you guys roll in.
All right, how long is it going to take us to get there? Half an hour sleep?
I mean, the place opens at 9, I think I said?
Oh, I thought it was 7. If it's 9, that's good.
I can't remember what I said. If you guys have a note that says 7, then it's 7. But you don't have to be there right when they open, but you should probably get there earlier in the morning because it's like the DMV.
You guys have a note that says it's not at 7 and at 9? And
No, I was checking. I don't have a time. Oh, it's a 10 a.m. appointment. Buddy, right there.
Okay, so you have a 10 a.m. appointment. You got some time to get some sleep, which is good because you need to sleep.
Yeah. Okay, so I will get some sleep.
Okay.
If it was going to be any earlier than that, I was just going to hit some espresso and be like, I'm staying up.
That will work for a while, but we get to start making checks at that point.
Yeah. Willpower. So, yeah, I'm going to take a nap.
It's endurance, but it's fine.
Yeah, they also have drugs that'll help you. I know a little bit about those.
So, how long are you guys going to sleep? Until, 9 a.m., 8 a.m.?
Probably 8, yeah. 8 makes more sense.
Okay, everybody on the same page, or are you guys sleeping different times?
3 hours.
8 makes sense to me.
Okay. So as you guys are getting up at 8, I'm gonna say that Stacy has prepared like their equivalent of Starbucks for you, a little bit better than the local coffee maker. And as you guys come out of your temporary stay rooms, she's got like bagels and shit for you guys. And she's like, "Hey, where's Aiden?
We would like to find that out, actually.
Wait, did he not stay with you guys?
We went out for pizza last night, didn't come back.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I have a contact in the local law enforcement office, and Tim over there knows several people who are part of the, we'll say, disgruntled member of the mining community. We can follow up on leads and show some pictures around, see if anyone's seen him.
Oh, that'd be great.
I slide her some really grainy pictures of 3 people, 1 Austrian and 2 hooded Peakles.
Oh, these guys don't look like locals at all. Well, no one said you guys weren't fun. I'll see if I can clean these up with my computer. Maybe we can get a grainy picture out of this I can pass around too. That is, I gotta warn you guys, not a good thing.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us, but we got a meeting with a guy.
Well, you should probably know that intelligence operatives, not saying that that's what you guys are, who get captured by other intelligence agencies in the islands, they tend to never be seen again.
That. Yeah, okay, that happens. I don't know how to say that is what is happening here.
Oh no, she looks very concerned. She knows, but she's also, the entire time you've known her, she has never come out. Like, she's been trained very well, and she's never come out and said that they facilitate these kinds of actions. What she has said constantly is she helps travelers from outside the islands get around and get things done, and that's what the brokerage is for, and they have an alliance with the Travelers Aid Society, and they try to provide a similar service and stay neutral. Like, neutrality is important. So she can't actively acknowledge any of this, but she's also really good at getting things done in between the lines. And she's going to take that information and start working her contacts to see what they can find for you. In the meantime, you guys are going to go to this appointment, and as you're walking by the TV screen, you're going to catch a glimpse of that cruiser, that police cruiser you saw last night. And it's got tape all around it and about 50 police officers.
Uh-oh.
Do you stop and watch the news?
Yeah, you didn't touch that car, did you?
Touch nothing on that car.
Apparently, in the middle of the night, a police officer was murdered and left with a mining pick in his chest in his cruiser.
What? How do you swing a mining pick in the cab of a cruiser?
Did it go through the front?
He wasn't killed there, he was placed there. But I don't know that the article would necessarily have that information. But yes, that's
wild.
You are going to immediately notice that. You're also going to notice that the area cordoned off is going to be wide enough, and that they are going to have they're going to have a line that's going to say something equivalent of, currently officers are looking for people known to be in the vicinity at the time for questioning about the event.
Well, shit,
They didn't get any pictures of us.
Yeah, good thing.
I wonder if me setting off that car alarm helped them find that body quicker.
Yeah, I should have checked to see if they were alive first. I thought, and then oh my goodness, it's not good. But we got the appointment. I say as I now start looking at the ground. I pull my hat down a little bit further. I need a hat, guys.
Or a hoodie.
Well, we've got a little bit of time. We can stop by a store and get you a hat.
No.
You're a robot.
You're breaking up.
Yep, you're a robot.
Is this better?
No.
Isaac's a robot now. Vasco.
Hey, that's better.
Yeah, that sounded okay.
Yeah, I look down at the ground. If they get to the place with his phone, they legally own the perfect stranger. So we got to get there first.
Right. Okay. So we'll just haul ass to our appointment.
I have to say something.
I have the deed.
You guys should have caught it. What Kizik thinks is he thinks that the paperwork on Sodub's phone is the deed. That is not what it is. It is the access codes to the ship and everything on it. It's a copy of the paperwork allowing you guys as individuals to take possession of the ship, but they would have to be Thodubs to do it. He's making an assumption here that you should not necessarily follow.
They could get another one of those mini salvage crew or no maintenance crews that keep going to the ship, or maybe they've already got half of the ship disassembled and they're just accessing it remotely. We can't figure that out until we see the ship.
Okay, so you guys are on your way to the administrative plaza. So it's like DMV, deck officer for the starport, governor's office, local police force, stuff like that, all rolled into one massive building. City Hall.
Does that have big columns on the outside as we approach?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So we're gonna walk in, and is there like a serpentine line we have to stand in at first?
Not at first. So when you first walk in, there's going to be one of those like multi-story hallways with like balconies of the upper floors, and there's a skylight at the top with chandeliers hanging, and then there's like a desk in the middle of this cavernous lobby that has 4 or 5 different people just sitting there directing people, and a couple of billboards with directories on it if you wanted to use that, and then doorways off to different areas.
Okay, so we can walk up to the desk. I don't know if you guys want to take lead on this, but we can say, hey, we're here for a 10 a.m. appointment with, what was it, Star Docking Deck Officer?
It was the
Yeah, that
it
guy.
was the deck officer. Yeah.
The Deck Officer.
So okay, so there's gonna be just a regular, average person working the counter. We'll say it's a young brown-haired clerk dude who's, you can tell that he's one of those like, I don't want to be a secretary, but this is the job that was available. So he kind of
Right.
like, he's polite, but he's like, oh God, why are you asking to walk up to anybody but me?
Right.
And he points you in the direction of a hallway and says, the deck officer's office is down there. He's the second door on the left. And just please have your paperwork in order, and it should be no problem. And you guys can mosey on down that hallway he points you to.
Luca, you got the paperwork in order?
I thought you had the paperwork. Is it not?
Let me roll it's a advocate roll to make sure I got my paperwork.
Luca, did you pick up that hat?
Yeah. I would have been too paranoid.
Okay. Baseball cap? Brim hat? What kind of hat did you choose?
Just a regular baseball hat.
Okay. It's okay. It's enough. There is a security camera. You tip it in just the right way at just the right time, and you make it through into the office. Tech officer says, gentlemen, I heard from the officer at the gate that I might have visitors today asking about the perfect stranger. It's about time.
Oh, yep, that's us. Here I've got here's the deed and the ownership paperwork. How much do you know about this ship?
Not a whole lot. I actually started this job while it was already here when I started a couple months ago. I do know that its former crew had some sort of unfortunate shuttle accident, and we've been waiting to see if anyone who is going to respond to them returning home to take possession of it before the year ran out and its salvage rights were enacted on it. And he's flipping through your paperwork and what he has. All right, so birthing fees without any of the other issues would come up to 72,000 credits. And then I need another 10,000 to run all of your paperwork for launch protocols and documentation. So it would come to 82,000 total.
Wow.
You said launch protocol.
Robot. And now just gone.
So, so I have I start like patting my pockets. Wow, 82,000.
So
Okay.
give me a streetwise check.
We have time to pay this off, right? I rolled a 9 plus 2 streetwise, and then what? Education is 1.
Okay. So you should definitely be aware that they are pushing the envelope by asking this much. In the Alliance, and granted you're not in the Alliance, but in the Alliance, even with that amount of time, it'd be like 25,000. So you're definitely being bent over, and you were reading a lot of reviews about absorbent fees because of the unrest. Like you were prepared for this, you knew it was going to happen. But you didn't know it was going to be this much. But to answer your question, where you were like, "Hey, we can have time to pay this off," he's going to basically give you this monologue legalese speech where he's like, "Look, it's your ship and you can have access to it, and you can start getting it ready for flight, but you cannot take off from the pad without paying the fee, or you'll be considered an act of piracy, and the airport's defenses will be turned on you." So he's like, if you want to, maybe set up some work or something to get your fees paid off, or maybe you have something on board like cargo or something that would cover the fees, you do whatever you got to do, and as long as you don't take off with the ship, you can pay it off. As long as you pay it off before you leave, you're fine. Also, now that the legal owners are here, you should definitely make so what they've been doing is they've been doing regular maintenance checks on it for the starport. If you don't want them to continue doing that, you can reduce the ongoing fees by having them not maintain power and water and other, the hookups that you have for your pad. You can have them cut off if you don't need them.
Okay. Yeah, can you tell us more about that? You had, like, mechanics and stuff going in there? How regularly?
No idea. I don't deal with such minutia. I just know that you have a reoccurring maintenance fee every month for them to supply power, water, and regular maintenance.
Is there somebody on the ship? Why would there need to be power, water, and maintenance?
So the engine has to run, and unless you want to burn your fuel, you need power, water, and maintenance. The water gets turned into fuel, and other amenities for the ship, and the power keeps you topped off. It's a standard thing. Like, I honestly, Luca would never ask that question. That is a super standard, like, every starport ever does that.
Sorry.
I would like to try a persuade roll to talk him down on the price. And what I'm going to say is, look, we're here for the ship, and we'd like to get it off of your berthing pad. And the quicker we do that, the quicker you get your berthing pad back, which you could charge the next schmuck. But you and I both know that it shouldn't be 82,000. So let's talk about this.
Okay, so that's a good argument. It's one of the specific arguments that I wanted. It's technically
quicker we can pay it, faster we can go.
Yeah, so you can either do a persuade, or you can do an advocate.
Okay. I have a +1 in persuade, but I rolled 2 6s. 12.
Awesome.
And then my persuade is 1. Social 0. 13 total.
Excellent. Okay, so he's gonna be like, look, I have to pay everyone who's like braving the riots to come in, and that costs extra. Everybody's working at time and a half. And I got to make that back somehow. And I understand what you're saying. So I'll tell you what I'll do. Roll 3d6, please. I'll knock $8,000 off, or 8,000 credits off the price, which will completely negate all of our administrative costs, basically the profit, and then you can pay the just for what it cost us to bring everyone in.
All right, so 74,000, right? Do that math right in my head.
It was 72, and then he added 10. Oh, and he's going to knock the administrative fee, so it's going to be 72 minus 8. So you're going to be down to 64, I think.
That math tracks.
Okay.
And he's going to be like, it's still high, and I understand that, but you got to, like I said, all my workers are coming in under the threat of having Molotov cocktails thrown at them.
Yeah, I get that. And we'd like to leave, soon. So, all right, we'll start making repairs or whatever we need to do. But letting you know that we'll start working on the ship.
Okay. All right. You guys have access to it. He tells you what pad it's on. You already knew that because you've already scoped the ship out. And he gives you guys all access cards that'll let you get through all of the gates at the starport, basically saying you have a ship berthed.
How does ordering parts and stuff work here? Do we have to?
Same way it would if you had to repair a car.
Okay.
Forget we have an in with the guy who has the parts from when I talked to him down at the docks. I got his card if we needed any parts or anything, so we have it in there if we need to fix the ship at all.
Yeah, we also got to get to that ship. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I say to the little admin guy.
Well,
I have a feeling that it's stripped.
you guys have fun. I hope you can get it off the pad and running again. And I also would like, as it's a merchant ship, if you guys are going to be making runs locally, please remember that we rely on transporting goods to and from the city to maintain an economy, and we enjoy working with off-worlders, as you often have connections for supplies that, might bring a greater profit to you if you brought them here. That was a really lousy sales pitch, but that was my fault, not his. He's encouraging you to do business here once you get your ship fixed.
I was looking to see if his hand was out asking for gold.
No.
Well, let's get down there.
Yeah. While we're walking, I'm gonna look at Luca and be like, I probably have close to 64,000 somewhere. Like I can get to a good portion of that, but
Can you?
I have a good feeling that we will not have enough for parts and stuff.
I'd be really surprised if you could get to 64,000.
Not immediately. Like I couldn't do it today. We could get there, right?
If we can get to our cash on hand, I have about 39,000 that I can help with. If we need to.
Yeah, I didn't translate enough into a Mondiage or Acadian money.
Oh yeah,
I have a little bit.
Oh.
Okay, well let's get you guys at the ship so you can have this conversation on your way over there. I'm assuming that Taylor leads the way because he's been there.
I have been there. Yeah, we're gonna walk briskly.
Okay. I'm gonna move a few things, and then I'm going to change the table because obviously I do have a map perfect stranger. So as you guys walk up to the ship, she's brown and rust patched, and it's a Type R though. It's a really big ship, and you guys put your codes in, and which entrance are you going to use? There's several entrances to this ship.
Is there an entrance that's closer to the engine section?
There is. There's a false set of false cargo doors, and you guys have these deck plans that have been briefed on this ship. So you would know that red door right there is a hidden door that goes directly into the like super secret squirrel spy area, where your data cores and special observation equipment is.
I want to check that door first, then.
Okay, you put your code in, that door unclicks. You guys can put your tokens wherever you want.
Hold on, are we on camera going into this ship? How is the spaceport like that? Or the downport?
Yeah, the downport is like that. There's cameras on light posts looking at every pad.
There's no sneaking onto this ship.
I wouldn't say there's no, but go ahead and roll me a perception check as soon as you come through the door. First off, the lights are out. You get that for free.
So they've been charging us.
Yeah, doesn't mean the lights are on.
Right? I rolled an 8. And then... No, you said perception, not recon, right?
Perception recon the same.
Sorry.
I rolled a 9.
What about you?
Also a 9.
Excellent. So you all are going to see it coming. Everyone roll me a straight dexterity roll now, please.
And eventually, karma ends, and I have a whopping 4.
Oof. Okay.
I got a 9.
Did anyone else get lower than a 6? And here you ghost.
Oh, sorry. No, I got an 8.
Okay. Well, let me pull out a card real quick. Where are you? There you are. 3D plus 4. All right. So, Holmes is going to take 10 damage to the chest as the other two dive out of the way. He's silhouetted in the door as a laser pistol cracks from somewhere in the dark over here. Everyone saw something move as soon as you opened the door, but you couldn't quite make out the silhouette and what it was until it just hit him dead on. Remember, you're wearing your protect suits. Your protect suits are 4 damage reduction. Now, he's attacked you. You may choose when you are attacked also to dodge, which puts your dexterity bonus against it. Or you may choose to dive for cover, which will completely negate being hit, but it costs you your next turn, basically.
Gonna dive for cover.
Okay. So it doesn't actually hit him. He dives for cover, but he dives outside of the ship. So he's outside, you two are inside. Taylor's taking cover behind a chair. I imagine Luca's, squatting or laying down on the ground?
Is there... Oh, no, he doesn't have one. Yeah, just flat on the floor.
Okay. You may now roll initiatives, fast of mind or fast of hand. The bad guy rolled a 6.
Now, Luca rolled a 10 plus 2 is a 12.
Do I get a roll initiative for this round?
Yes, you still need to roll initiative.
I got a 12 and +1 for dexterities.
Awesome.
I got a 6.
Okay. So it looks like everybody goes before the bad guy goes. You do not have to go in your initiative spot, but you get first dibs on it. That'd be Holmes, Luca, and Taylor. So you're going to lose your next turn, Holmes. So it's not going to be you this time. My bad. That was probably confusing. So, Luca.
Standing by.
Can I see him?
You can try. I'm going to need a perception check for you to squint into the dark, because basically you were in broad daylight and you've walked into this dark room where the only light's coming from the door, and he's back in a corner.
7 + 2 is a 9.
You do see him, so yes, you can see him.
I'm gonna pull out my shotgun, and it's like black squirmy thing over there in the corner. I can kind of see the glow from where his laser pistol just shot at us.
It's also a shotgun.
Oh, it's a shotgun.
Yes. Really tight space shotgun. I mean, it's probably gonna hit.
A slug of 0. I rolled a 5. I've got a dexterity of a +2. I did not hit him.
So you hit a computer console and it erupts into blue electric. The power's definitely on. Sparks, and it's arcing light enough that it's actually lighting up the room. And you guys can make out a large Austrian-looking man in a blazer holding out what looks like a laser pistol towards you guys. It is now Taylor's turn.
So anyway, I started blasting. Now that I've confirmed this is an Austrian-looking man. Eight, and then 1 in slug, and 0 in dex is a 9 total.
Okay, take your +1 to your damage.
I will.
Are you using a shotgun or a stunner? You said slug, so shotgun.
Yeah, it's the shotgun. That's 3D, right?
3D.
Yep.
Ooh, what the? 7 total damage.
Okay. So, let me get a ticker. Okay. Regular ballistic vests are 4. That's 3. All right. You hit. It hurts. The guy's like, oh, shit. And he, dives back behind the console that's basically on fire. And then he comes back around with the laser pistol again. And he's going to pull the trigger again. He's got...
Can I dodge him before he shoots me?
So he is shooting. Wait, are you the one on the left? I thought Taylor was the one on the left. Taylor's the one on the left. He's shooting at Taylor.
Knock it down.
He rolls a 9. He has a 0 and a +2. So that comes out to an 11. Okay.
I'd like to get down.
You're gonna probably need to, you want to add dodge, or do you want to dive for cover?
I'm diving for cover.
You want to dive for cover? I'm not even gonna roll his damage. He blasts a chair that you were hiding behind. It's now on fire and smells of burning, industrial waste, because that's what they pad them things with.
Scramble on my hands and knees behind this chair now.
Yep. Top of the round. Holmes, it's your turn.
I am currently outside the ship, at the back of the ship, correct?
You are. I'd also like to point out that you hear the Austrian guy screaming in a language you don't understand up to what you now realize is an open hatch at the top of this ladder right here.
So, can I move to the side over to the wing, basically, and cover the other entrances to the ship to make sure nobody else is trying to get out?
There are a lot of other entrances to the ship, but the main one's actually all the way on the front, and it's like a cargo bay door. There's also a access way on the roof, and there are airlocks. Like, there's a lot of points. There's an airlock here.
I go. Is it? Can I climb up? How tall is this thing? Can I climb up and try to go through this door over here by number 9?
So it's way too big for that, scale-wise.
Okay.
But if you have climbing gear, I'm not going to say you can't do it. I'm going to say that you need to understand this is like climbing a building. So if you were willing to like scale the outside of it and you have the right gear to do it, then yes, you can. It's going to be a time-consuming event in combat rounds because combat rounds are 6 seconds.
Yeah.
You could also just see if someone pops out and then try to shoot them, but that'll put you out of position to help the other two guys.
Nope, I have faith in these two, and I want to cover the exits on the side. So pop out and watch.
Okay, if you want to roll in athletics, I'll let you do like a full sprint out to like here, where you could conceivably see if this door opens and you could see this airlock.
Roger.
Fortunately, both of the main airlocks are on the same side of the ship.
So using athletics, dexterity, because I'm jumping over and everything and moving as fast as I can and around. So 6, 7, 8.
8's a pass. So you make it out there. You've got the entrances covered. Okay. That makes it Luca's turn. Luca, did you dive for cover?
I did not.
Okay, good.
I'm in the same spot, so now I know he's exactly behind there. He's lit up by sparkly things, so I can actually aim at him, and then I can take a shot.
Okay, he's behind a steel console. He part of his turn was he's behind this now. And I'm not saying you can't do it. You do know exactly where he is. I'm just saying that it will count as cover. And you have a shotgun.
Yeah.
Some things in here don't react too well to bullets.
Can I run up closer to it and get over it and take him with a shotgun?
If you want to run up to point blank range, you can. But if you don't take him down, yes, you can do that.
Yep. Yeah, that's a Luca move.
All right,
coming in hot.
You like slide across the floor.
Yeah. Come in. I jump over a flaming chair. Knee slide around the corner.
Okay, I'm going to count that as a charge attack.
Oh, that means he's got a chance to shoot me back.
No, what that means is you have a -2 to your attack.
-2. Could I aim during that, or?
No, because you're using your minor action to run over there and charge. It takes a full turn to do a charge attack.
How does boxcars work?
Boxcars works.
Boxcars plus a 2 dexterity is still a 12. That's a +4 to my damage, which is a 6, a 4, a 5. +4 is 19.
19 minus 4 is 15, which is... Okay, so that many... Where did I put my ticker? So that's 18 total damage. Okay, and I need to come over here. Oh my god, he is not dead, and he is not unconscious, but you have severely wounded him. Just understand that you've like not incapacitated him, but he's gonna get a turn. But you can describe the damage you did, which was horrendous, any way that you would like.
So he's got a ballistic vest on, and I know this because I saw it get lit up by Taylor's shot. So I came around the side and I hit just his whole shoulder, and his side of his face is now just peppered, and just a big blast, like real close, and I feel good. I feel like he should fall over, and then he looks at me, and I'm now scared if we're too close.
So he doesn't fall over, but he does howl in pain, and he slumps against the ladder, and his cries become much more panicked. And the hatch that was open above you closes, and you can see in his eyes how fucked he knows he is.
Oh, did you just get left here, buddy?
Taylor, you're going to lose your turn because you dove for cover.
Scramble, 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 scramble.
Yep. Bad guy is going to pick his laser pistol up. We rolled a 5 plus 2 is 7. I'm going to push his roll in quotation marks because he rolled 1 point short of actually being able to hit. But instead of shooting Luca, he's going to stick the muzzle in his mouth and he's going to pull the trigger. And
I can't.
the smell of cooked brains is everywhere.
Out of combat.
You are out of combat. I need to roll one other thing. Holmes, the front cargo bay doors have started to open.
That's these big ones up here on 23, right?
Yep. And the way that they open like out, like they open like this. That makes sense, like 2 on each side.
Oh, I gotta get moving.
Okay. So you're gonna run over there.
I'm going to scream, and hopefully they hear me, that, hey, there's still somebody else, and they're coming out the front. And I'm going to move into, like, over here kind of thing.
Okay.
And try and find some cover here so I can, because I'm by myself, engage this guy.
So in 6 seconds, I'm gonna let you get over there. There's not a lot of cover, but if you want to lay prone on the ground, you can. Also, the doors aren't going to open all the way in 6 seconds, but they'll open halfway.
All right.
All right.
And I hope they heard me.
Luke and Taylor, what do you guys want to do?
Is the hatch above him unlocked?
You want to go up there and try it?
Yeah, I was right here.
Okay.
Stepped over the guy who just killed himself.
Okay, you can climb up the hatch in 6 seconds. If you just want to move, I won't make you roll for it. You can get up to the top of the hatch. I will need a perception check when you get up to the top of the hatch.
2 12s in a row. I'm
Holy
on
shit.
fire.
There you are. So you get up here. It's not locked, and because you did so well, you get up here. All the lights are off. You're looking down, like trying to figure out. Like obviously they would have been in the cargo hold, like to open. Like the cargo bay doors open this area. You've climbed this hatch. You know he was up here because he closed it, and you realize as you hit the top, the cargo bay doesn't open up here. And as you listen harder, because you rolled so well, you hear the outside airlock of number 9 cycling.
I call down to Taylor. Airlock up here. Get up here.
Want me to go up the ladder? Is it about the back?
He's about to land on the wing. Maybe they got a getaway vehicle up here.
I go up the ladder.
Okay, you
Follow
go.
my brother.
You go up the ladder. That's what he said to do.
Yep.
Okay, get up to the top of the ladder. Holmes, give me a perception roll.
Yes. Total of 6.
All right, you do not see the lithe young woman jump out of this airlock, run down the entirety of the wing, and run and jump off and go off into the distance. And the bay comes open, and you're sitting here in combat position, wait for someone to come out, and it never happens. You guys are out of combat.
Oh.
What'd you see? Luca, what'd you see?
I heard the airlock cycling. She went out on the wing.
You don't know it's a she.
I said they went out on the wing.
I'll go investigate that then. Is
Nothing,
the door still open?
so it's an airlock, so it cycles one door at a time, and it's automatic. But you guys can cycle it, and it does open up above the wing. And like you can see a path down, but there's no evidence anyone was here. Obviously, they didn't evaporate into thin air. You can probably also stick your head out there and see Holmes, like he's in combat position, like ready for someone who's obviously not shown up, probably confused at this point.
A little bit.
We call him up on the phone, or we've got push to talk on these guys, right? We got the fancy GIA phones. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Ah, man, I think they went out on the wing. Did you see anybody leave the front?
I didn't see anybody leaving the front. Saw the doors open and came to cover it, but nothing's coming out.
And that means that they've got like remote systems access.
Almost as though they have the keys.
Yeah, you think Aiden Nix flipped on us?
I mean, he didn't have to flip on us. He's got the keys. His cell phone's right there. That's that big Austrian guy we was tracking from last time.
I'm going to go back down and check his body.
Okay. I mean, obviously the head is an absolute mess.
So is the arm.
The arm is barely hanging on. Like it's semi-attached. You feel like he would have bled out if you'd just been able to wait a few more rounds. He had 2
What about his
hit
pockets?
points left. He's got plenty of pockets. You want to go through his pockets?
Yep, pocketses.
All right, give me a pockets check. What are you looking for if you want it to be easy?
I really hope Aiden Nix's phone is in here.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's
I
not.
got boxcars.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's not, but I will reward that roll. So the first thing you find is his weapon, which is unique. You have not seen a laser pistol like this. You've heard about things like this, but you haven't seen one like this before. And it's pretty cool. Runs on a localized cartridge. You also fish a pen out of his pocket and realize pretty quickly that it's not really a pen. It takes one of the cartridges from that revolver and turns it into a one-shot laser and is meant to look like a pen.
That's pretty neat.
Yep. I don't have a card for that one because I didn't think you were going to get that one, but I wanted to reward boxcars. You find his phone and an assortment of various data wafers in like a leather case that the phone is also in.
I'm going to hand all of that stuff over to my brother.
Okay. Oh, and you find his wallet.
What's the ID say?
The ID says he is a miner that was working out of a mining town called Holland.
Holland?
It's just one of the outposts.
Yeah, here though, right?
Yep, here.
Okay.
It says he's a local citizen.
When you turned to hand that to me, I had stepped over the on-fire computer, stepped over the on-fire chair, and sat in the only computer chair combo, and I'm trying to get as much information about this ship as I can.
Okay, so you have access codes, so you can just boot this stuff up. With that said, not all the systems are going to immediately respond, which is going to be concerning. And it's also worth noting that you're going to need to tell me, like, you can't just say, I want everything. You're going to need to tell me specific things you're checking for.
The very first thing is I want to see if we have those data cores.
Data core slots are completely empty. They're the big circular things in the middle. It's pretty obvious that the, trash can size data cores are not there.
Fuck.
While they're doing all that, I'm gonna make my way up to the bridge.
Okay. The bridge has emergency lighting. Emergency lighting on this bridge is green. It sounds like a teal. And it seems that your whole walk up to the front of the ship is actually a little creepy because even though it's broad daylight outside, the whole ship is blacked out. Like, the ship has power, all the doors open, all the lights have been intentionally cut off. You would also have to walk through the common area and the galley, and it's kind of eerie because it just looks like it looks like people like just left to go to the store. Like there's coffees and stuff like on tables, and like it's a lived-in space that has been lived in. When you walk by the galley, though, there's a meal that has been sitting there for months. It's just molding, and it's pretty gross. But the rest of it is just regular lived-in space that's now completely abandoned.
I'd like to go through the access logs and see how many times this place has been accessed.
This place, that room, or the ship?
This room first, and then the ship second.
Dozens of times. Many more for the ship as a whole. It looks like it took, like, there's an access log on the ship that says it took them, dozens of entries. And then after that, there were dozens more entries where this room was accessed. So it took them a while to find this room. It is technically a hidden room.
Who is those people making access? It's always just maintenance crew?
It doesn't have that kind of information.
Does it say when the data cores were ejected?
It does. The data cores were ejected about a week after the shuttle went missing.
While it was parked here.
Yes.
You think our Austrian friends now have the data core?
They were in here. Why would they need to be in here to get the data cores?
That's a good point. But, like, they want the access, right? Or we don't know that. Sorry.
I mean, they used Aiden's codes to get in here. Or can we tell that?
Nope. It's also worth noting that hacking into like the door codes on the regular airlocks wouldn't necessarily be that incredibly of a feat. What Aiden's phone does is give you full access to all of the ship's systems, including decrypting the data cores. Like when you pull the data cores, they automatically encrypt. The encryption key on the phone lets you read the data cores. It also would let you open all the doors and do all the things they did earlier, but like I'm just saying, like, it doesn't mean that they had a access key when they got in initially. They could have hacked the doors. Also, it's worth noting that all the maintenance work that has been done on the ship could have been done from the outside. Like, they didn't need to come into the ship for the maintenance crews to do their jobs.
But they did.
Did they?
Well, we heard that maintenance crews have been in here taking stuff.
You heard a rumor from a salvager.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The log said that the ship was been entered dozens of times. That's not necessarily, and this room was entered a week after but the launch was attacked. This was here before the launch went down. I thought the guy said that it was here because the launch went down.
Nope. That is incorrect interpretation. That's definitely not what was said. The ship was here in dock. The launch was launched to go do a thing. The launch got shot down, the launch had a flight error and, it no longer works and crashed. And then the crew was gone.
So the crew should be living on the ship.
It's also worth noting that 2 bodies showed up at Zumfault. There are 6 crew members.
So we're missing 4 people. They could have been on the launch.
So while I'm up here on the bridge, I'm going to take a look at the deck logs, specifically looking at records of the launch, like when it was launched, if there's any sort of any records or information on that.
So as you tap into the main computer, and you don't have to do a check for it because you have access codes, these records have all been callously and unprofessionally erased. Someone has made an effort to erase the data off of these logs. They have not done a very good job. You can do a computer's check to do some like actual forensics or something. But at face value, you can see where someone just said, nope, I'm going to drag that whole folder to the recycle bin.
Alrighty.
The recycle bin, though.
Yep. Computers check. Here we come. Seven.
I'm assuming you don't want to push that roll.
No, thank you.
Okay. All right, well, I mean, you're pretty sure that someone better than you could probably get this thing up and running, or maybe if you had more time, you could do it. But for the time being, someone's tried to wipe this thing, and you don't have immediate access to the data on it. But you feel like this probably does bear further investigation.
Luca, can we change the passcodes now so that Aiden's phone can't fuck with it?
I think that would work for the ship. I don't know about. Are there any trackers on the data cores?
No, there are not. The idea that the data cores would be removed by anybody but GIA intelligence never occurred to the people who set this ship up. There's not even any type of like physical lock to keep you from removing them if you're physically in the room.
Physical security is the best security. Is there anything else of worth? We don't even care about the ship right now. But we need to find those data cores.
I think you might care about the ship a little bit.
I'm going to... Is there a way to run like diagnostics on the ship itself while I'm up here on the bridge?
Absolutely, that's a great idea. You can run that as either some kind of engineering check, if only your engineer were here.
Right.
Any kind of engineering check, any kind of mechanics check, any type of computers check, and if you ask for specific things, I will make your checks much easier. For example, if you say, I want to know if life support is working, life support specifically, I'll say, okay, well, that's going to be an engineering check, but it's going to be a 4 to pass. If you say, I want to know if there's anything wrong with the ship, I'm going to say it's a 20 to pass.
Right. I want to do a mechanics check real quick, but I want to trace why the lights are off.
Okay.
Which should be pretty easy to
That is pretty easy.
turn the lights on, right?
I'm going to go ahead and say that if you pass this check, and we're going to make it a 4 to pass, you just cut the lights on.
Sweet. I find the light switch. I definitely pass it.
Yep. So you find the light switches on all the consoles are serial connected together, and someone's cut them all off. When you cut the lights on the majority of the inside of the ship come on. There are some sections that are not as good as others.
Which sections are sucky?
So it seems to be somewhat randomized, but you do notice that in the power plant area, ironically, there's some of the lightings isn't working, and then in the cargo hold, you have intermittent problems with lights. The intelligence gathering center lights up fully.
Can I use that information to pull out some kind of thing that checks to see if things are remotely transmitting out of here? Some kind of pineapple kind of device?
Really important thing for Luca to realize at this point, and he probably has been on his computer enough to realize, is that this is not a station that's meant to control the ship. And therefore, your connections to the rest of the ship are quite dodgy, and the bridge would be a much better place, or properly in engineering would be a much better place to do those kinds of things. With that said, I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're also going to notice that several command connections have been severed in odd places, so functions even that you would normally have here are much harder to access.
Oh, I was going to walk away and have a thing that detects wireless transmissions.
While you're doing that, I'm intent on bringing up the comm system and the sensor systems, and just use the ship's sensors to see if there's something on the ship it's transmitting or has received transmissions in the time that it's been docked.
Okay, so in an ideal world, that would be a computer's comm/sensors check. If you have that skill, I would like you to use that for this.
I absolutely have that skill. So 7, 8 with comms, and 1 for intellect. A total of 9.
Okay. So you take your sensors and you jack up the gain to look for comm signals, and then you take your comm system and you shut it off. And your ship is still emanating almost a dozen signals.
What the fuck?
Can I triangulate where those signals are coming from on the ship?
You can start working on that, but this is going to be an hours type of thing to start plucking those out. But you could safely say the ship's been bugged.
Good times.
So let's spend some time here. I'm going to check through the power plant,
That's
see what needs to be fixed.
It's a great idea. So first, give me... Well, actually, I'm going to say you walk in here, the lights are dim, the power plant and the engine rooms are pretty grimy. Whoever used to be the mechanic for this thing was not very fastidious. With that said, everything did look like it was hooked together properly, but without any type of like special perception, you can see that the control lines to several systems have been either severed because parts have been removed, like you walk in and there's like a circuit breaker missing from one of the power plants. Or there's a couple spots where there's a bank of like wires that should be going back to the sublight systems, the M drive, and someone has taken what looks like a laser cutter and just cut through the whole bank of wires.
This place has been salvaged.
It is not salvage. Well, you don't know that. It looks like sabotage, though. Like, salvagers wouldn't randomly cut wires. The missing components... The missing components looks like salvagers, but cutting wires on the wall...
Gotcha. Okay. Luca, it looks like this place has been ripped apart. Like, somebody didn't want things working in here.
Oh, does those wires go back to the M drive? I mean, the ship can't move without an M drive.
I mean, we've got a lot of work to do in here. This is going to take a long time to fix.
Your guesstimate is that if you were under the gun and you were about, like, if you were going to die if you didn't do it, you might be able to hotwire this thing in hours. But it's more likely that it's going to take days, and you certainly wouldn't want to jump anywhere with it in this condition unless you did a full top-to-bottom check every system by system, and that could take a week. Also, now roll that perception check I was talking about, especially if you two are in the power plant room talking. I'm assuming you also walk through the M drive room.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to check this place out.
He went to the power plants. I went to the engines. I tried to touch them to see if they were humming it the right way. They are not.
So I rolled an 8. I got 1 in recon. And 1 in, intellect.
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, 2 in intellect.
How'd you do, Luca?
I rolled a 4 and they have a 2 in intellect. I got a 6.
And I got an 11.
Rex, are you still tracking down bugs, or you want to try something else while they're doing something?
I was going to use my computers and whatnot and take a look at just general electronics kind of stuff to see if the weapon systems are functional or if they've been tampered with.
Okay. Go ahead and do a diagnostic roll for that. It's just an 8 to pass. So, Luca. No, Taylor. Taylor went first. Taylor, you're looking at the fuel pipes coming in and out of these power plants, and there's a huge thing of canvas. It's when you first look at it, you're like, oh my god, there's a body wrapped in canvas. Like, that's kind of like the first impression it gives to you. And so you tug at it, and it's super fucking heavy, and you're like, oh my god, there's a body in canvas. And then you pull it out, and it's super heavy, like you can't hold it up, and a case spills out of the canvas towards the ground, and as it hits the ground, it explodes into 100, and there's going to be too many of them for you to put all down. It's stamped gold bars.
What the hell? There's 100 of these?
Yep, stacked in a case about the size of a coffin, end to end. And it's like, it was too heavy. Like, it should have been a 2-man lift, but it looked like a thing of canvas. You had no idea.
Right.
You're the only one.
Drag them?
Yeah, but you can. You got canvas and wood, but you're the only one who initially sees this. Luca, as you're going through the M drive section, you find a small tap about the size of a phone on one of the computer consoles that you immediately recognize as a sort of monitoring device.
Of monitoring, like it's a remote device.
Yeah, it's basically it's basically a rogue node.
I've got a fancy computer. I would like to. Oh no, I don't know. That computer's not hardened. I'm gonna go for it anyway. I'm gonna plug into it and see what it is.
Okay.
No, I'd be smarter than that. I would pull it out. I would look for its power source.
Okay. It seems to be wired into the M drive's power source. It also looks like they took power off of some of the other consoles and plugged it into it, so you've got consoles that aren't working.
I would like to unplug its power and go put it in a safer space before I power it back up and see who is looking at it.
Okay.
Then mechanics to pull it off.
Nope. It's going to come right off. As you come out the door, you see Taylor hauling what looks like a body, but then there's a bunch of gold.
You found gold? I found a rogue device that shouldn't be on an M drive.
I found a lot of broken stuff in here too, man. Like, maybe the gold will help us fix the ship? I'm not too sure, but we can't go anywhere without those data cores, so we gotta figure out where the fuck those things are.
Yeah.
Did you pass your weapons system check?
Yes, sir, with an 8.
Okay. You really feel like people should come up to the bridge and check those logs. Like, the more you tap on this thing, the more you're like, man, why would someone erase logs from the ship's computer? This doesn't make any sense.
Hey guys, you want to get up here to the bridge and help me figure out what's going on with the ship and the logs?
You send it through text, and then you hit the enterprise, like the comms on the ship, so it to the bridge. Luca Brothers to the bridge.
I'll take one of these gold bars with me to the bridge.
I'm gonna take my unpowered spy device to the bridge.
Yes.
Oh yeah, what's going on, man?
So I've been looking through the ship systems, got the sensors online, and realized that there's all sorts of bugs on this ship. And took a look at the logs, couldn't figure them out, but it looks like they've been tampered with, just randomly deleted, but wasn't be able to really get much out of it. I was wondering if you guys could help me out and take a look at this.
Oh, by the way, the weapon systems, while they came back online, several of them aren't getting enough power.
And the weapon systems aren't fully powered. Online, but not powered. That makes sense.
I think I figured out the power problem here. There's a bunch of just, like, sabotage to the power systems.
Yeah, this guy was like wired into half of the power. That's why half those little sensors back there didn't work. And I put him down gently, and I hop into one of the computers. I crack my fingers, and I go, all right. Looking for deleted logs. Why would they delete logs? That's weird.
I was looking specifically for logs on the launch and what may have happened to it.
Well, that's kind of like the whole point. That's a great idea. Where did you look? Can you give me a little boost over here?
Yeah.
You checked the recycle bin?
Nope. Forgot that one.
Because this folder here says I deleted it, and it's just kind of like superscripted through. That's, oh my goodness, why would somebody do that?
I'm gonna laugh if you fail this now.
I got a 9. Am I just intruding or just computer seizing?
So, since you rolled a 9, you're gonna remember that during your like GIA training that Holmes didn't have as much of as you did, they went over how to do multiple operating systems, and there's an encrypted operating system. And you're like, oh crap, I remember that now. You plug your little phone's code, like you reboot the machine, and you plug your little code in from your phone, and a completely different operating system comes up, and all of the stuff that the people thought they were deleting is instantly restored. Most importantly, you find several logs. These logs are semi-corrupted because there was a little bit of damage to the ship as they were cutting through things that did damage some memory cores. And the main core, the main place that this kind of data was supposed to be stored was back in the intelligence room, but the data cores are gone. But you're able to put together enough to find out that there was something called Drop Point Hotel that they were supposed to have stopped at along the way. It's also worth noting that when you restore it, someone has downloaded the logs of where this ship has been.
How long ago were they supposed to go to the Drop Point Hotel?
It's on their itinerary from before they came here.
Do the logs show them going there, or is that just where they were supposed to go?
Yes, it's part of where they went. As far as you can tell. Some of the logs are a little sketchy. It's on a planet called Hazelhurst. Let me get the... So the star maps are now all, both up. This is our whole world right now. Hazelhurst is right here.
That's not how I spelled it.
Herzenslust.
I like Hazelhurst. Herzenslust.
Herzenslust.
So we got, that's where they're supposed to go. Do they have a reason for docking? Like, is that a log for somewhere? Captain's log.
You're going to have to give me a minute if you want that info, because I have to check something real quick. So talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Yeah, so you think that dead Austrian is the back is the guy who bugged the ship? Or you think there are multiple different people bugging the ship?
I think there's probably multiple agencies even bugging this ship.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that there's multiple because of everything going on. And although his ID says he's a minor, sure didn't act like a minor.
Yeah. It says he's from Holland, too, which is here on this planet. Alright, so, just to be clear, like, this ship could run without a data core, right? Like, the data cores are not needed for the ship to work. So, it could be that, like, oh, man, I don't know. I'm so confused.
I gotta see.
There's a little bit of info that I need to add to this to color it. Their itinerary is not as, like it was, they did attempt to delete it, but it wasn't part of the encrypted file. The only thing that was encrypted and you needed your code for was Drop Point Hotel. Like that is an extra file that says, hey, when we were on this planet, and it's just a set of coordinates on the planet. That's it. It has no explanation whatsoever. It's just a highly encrypted file that you needed your code to open.
Oh man, where's my player briefing? Did they mention the Drop Point Hotel?
Sorry, Ghost. I had to get that out while I was reading it.
Oh, that's all good.
I will say the coordinates are close to the starport at Herzenslust. Herzenslust. That's how I'm going to say it. It's going to be wrong. That's how we're going to say it.
It's Herzen's Lust.
Herzenslust. You broke it down into thirds. I like it. We'll do that. Go ahead, Ghost. I'm done now. Promise.
Oh, I think I finished my thought. The idea was that maybe the data cores aren't here on this planet at all. I'm trying to think of who has them. Is it the Austrians? Is it like now that they have Aiden's phone, this could be real bad.
Yeah. But why would the Austrians need to come back on the ship if they have the data cores and they have the phone? Like, they should have just left the planet and taken the data.
True.
Also, they were on this planet at one point because it was here. The shuttle went out, shuttle went down, and then a week later they were taken. So maybe
Sorry. So what's the time frame for like crew members here, right? So there were 6 crew members originally. 2 of them we have the bodies because they were shipped to us from here and then through Amandiage, right?
Yes.
So then the 4 other ones, did those 2 bodies, did they come from the shuttle? Or I'm sorry, from the launch? Or are they from something different?
do we have a crew list of those 6 people?
Yes. However, I don't have it on hand. And I can tell you right now that it's not going to give you any useful information at the moment. That doesn't mean it wouldn't come into play later.
One is an Austrian man.
No. If they were the
Can we verify?
if he were the crew member, then you wouldn't have an issue.
Do we know or can we verify that the remaining 4 either were or were not on the launch?
How would you do that?
I would check the if there's any logs on crew manifest on like when they're if there's any connection between the launch and the ship prior to launch.
The ship doesn't tell you who gets on the launch when it launches. It doesn't tell you even who opened the doors. Like, you know that the doors were open many, many times, but your assumption is that it's, either these spies or those crews, but you don't know. All it says is the door opened and the door closed. The shuttle launched, the shuttle didn't return. It's not meant for forensics. It's meant for system logs.
Would it be possible to take a look at life support and see if there were any changes for life support during that time when right before when the shuttle launched? We can see the differences potentially in life support.
That's a really good idea. If you have life support as a skill, that's an even better idea. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult check. I'm going to call that a 10, but that's a good idea.
Unfortunately for me, I don't have life support. So that makes it automatically. Oh, sweet. Hey, can you take a look at the life support and kind of look for these things in it? I don't know enough about that system to take a look at, but
So we're looking at carbon monoxide filtration.
We're just gonna say you're looking for life support usage indicating a number of people on board.
Right. Oh, okay. So I rolled a 5. I've got 1 in life support and then 2 in intellect. So that's an 8.
It's education.
I have a 1 in education. That's a 7.
And I support him.
You can give him a boost.
Yay, I'll do that.
Go ahead and roll one more dice, Ghost. Let's see if you get a better than a 2. Yeah, there we go. So, yeah, he's like, no, just in this time frame, not like right now. All party members got onto the launch when it left.
All 6.
Yep. It went from sustaining a number of life forms in the range between 6 and 10, or I should say between 4 and 10, and it went to 0 life forms, like just maintenance filtering after the launch.
And the launch left while the ship was parked here, right?
Yep, sure did.
Were the ship's sensors on and active at the point when the launch left, or did they turn everything off before they left?
They probably would have been on in passive mode. However, there's an easier way to get what you're trying to get. You are in a controlled airspace.
That's true. Yeah, just thinking we can go talk to somebody by getting the flight plan or flight path that the launch took as we try to figure out where they were going.
That's a good idea. We know they left in a hurry, right? Because of all the meal left just right on the table.
Yeah. Maybe if we can figure out, figure out where the direction they were headed, kind of maybe figure out where it is or where they were going or some sort of information like that.
So while I'm here in the bridge, I want to check out the the cargo hold, maybe even the captain's hold, and just steal everything out of there.
Well, there's nothing. There's nothing in the cargo hold. The ship touched down, and whatever cargo they had, they offloaded. They didn't load any new cargo, so these bays are completely empty. Did you read a brief?
Starfield reference.
Yeah. Did you read a briefing on the capacity of the way the cargo works in the Perfect Stranger?
I did not.
Oh, it's also worth noting, since you mentioned the captain's there's a locker on the bridge. Actually, no. Actually, the locker's down here. I forgot they moved it. It's down here in the security room. It's been lasered open, and whatever was inside is gone.
Oh, damn. Well, shit, guys.
You guys want to put your heads together and talk about your many problems?
We do have some problems. Do we want to talk about them here or maybe back at the agency?
Well, it's not safe to talk here. We know we know this thing is bugged like a boss, and we don't have time at the moment to clear everything.
Let's go back to the brokerage then.
Before we do, let's head back to the brokerage.
There's nothing else you want to do on the ship before you leave?
I kind of want to lock it up. Change the locks.
That seems like a good idea. At least change the access codes.
And can we effectively lock it up without clearing all the bugs out of it?
Better than not. I'm not saying it's not a valid concern. What I'm saying is, I lock my door even though I know someone could kick it down.
Fair enough. At least we're going to keep all of the random people off the ship. I like it. Let's lock it down.
So who wants to change the access codes and then redistribute them to the 3 party members who are currently here?
I'm really bad at computers.
I think we lost Kizik because this is normally what he would hop up.
Gotta be him.
I'm trained in computers, but just have a 0 in it. Which is the same as Luca's score looking at his sheet.
It's dead, Jim. It's all gone. Okay, go ahead.
Here we go. 7018.
Okay, an 8 does it. You randomize a 132-bit, or 132 character, I should say, password. And then you encrypt that and put all sorts of, layers on top of that and do all this stuff. And Taylor's just looking at you going, I am never going to be able to use this fucking thing.
Yeah, can you put it like maybe as like a generated key where I just hit a button and put in my little passcode? Or like translate the hash or whatever you kids are calling it now.
Holmes turns around and is like, that's what I'm doing. So like you need this and then this and then this. It looks just like the other thing. Taylor's just like, oh God. Just don't lose your phone.
Right? It's tied to the cryptocurrency. What?
Alright, password's all changed.
Okay, so yeah, let's lock this place up and head back to the brokerage.
You're just gonna leave all that gold laying in the middle of the floor back here?
No, we should probably carry as much as we can.
I mean,
I did bring it up to the other people's. Hey, there's a huge thing of gold back there.
between the 3 of you, if you filled backpacks or duffel bags, you could probably each carry one and carry all of it.
Oh, let's do that then. We'll take it to the brokerage.
Okay. It's also worth noting that you now have enough money to pay your docking fees.
Yes.
Yeah, you said 100. We have 100,000.
Yes, you have 100,000 worth of these bricks. I mean, I'll take it if you don't want it.
No. Just gonna pay our docking fee, man.
But you're also probably going to need parts. I'm going to say that you've done enough walking through the ship that you have a vague idea of how much in the way of parts you need. And there are a couple of burning questions that I want to ask. One is, so the parts that were taken off the ship were like Galactic Alliance standard. They are much higher tech than what most places do. Now, places around here build parts, but they're not as high tech. Are you going to settle for local parts, which would potentially work, but not as well? Or are you going to try and get at least the same quality of parts you had back on the ship?
I think that's one of the questions we're going to find out when we go think big thoughts back at the brokerage.
Okay. Are you thinking about it? All right, I think I got everything off the table. I really should have made a brokerage map. I didn't think that you guys would spend too much time there, though. Okay, so you guys make your walk back to the brokerage. Carrying these huge duffel bags that are obviously very, like, they're so heavy that even though you guys are relatively muscular dudes, you have to, like, switch hands periodically. It is full of, dense metal. And you finally make it back to the Valentine brokerage, and you're just, like, hoofing these things in. Walk seems a lot longer when you're carrying a load like that. Give me a perception check.
I think Kizik's back.
Is he back?
You got a 12 on that perception check.
Excellent. I was about to text you. Make sure you were okay.
10 for me.
I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do about it if you're not, but you know.
Cheap pizza plus riding in a car for a long time equals I had a downstairs explosion.
Oh, yeah, excellent. That's I've had that issue during a stream before. It's fun. So, all right. So you guys are back at the brokerage. You've got your gold. You're having your conversations. Everyone passed their perception check, or no one passed?
Everyone did.
Everyone passed. Okay. You guys are trained GIA agents. You know that people are looking out for you. And you're pretty sure that there is a sedan that has every time, because you guys are on foot and moving slowly, and it's trying to follow you, but it can't like creep behind you at the correct pace. So it like pulls up to a block and parks. And then you guys get another block, and it pulls up to another block and it parks. And you guys get back to the brokerage entry and it's pulled up to the corner and parked.
I'm going to put my gold down inside the brokerage and then come back out and check out the van.
Okay, it's still there. Are you looking directly at it?
Now I'm going to stealth up to it and try to look inside.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check. You need to beat an 8.
I beat an 8.
Okay. You can get relatively close to it if you go like all the way around. So like if you come down here and you go up here and then down this alley and then come up behind it, because they're parked here looking at the entrance.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take my time.
Okay. So you get there and there's a young woman with black hair behind the wheel. And she's on a phone. And she's talking to someone. And she's... If it weren't for the fact that you knew she was following you, it wouldn't really raise any alarms.
Yeah, we have all of our little bugs from our initial kit. Like, we just get one of those on the vehicle and kind of try to listen in on them.
You can get it inside.
Yeah, I can try to book the car.
Okay. Are you going to try to get the bug inside where you can hear it, or are you just going to try to use it as a tracking device?
I'm a simpleton. I would try to just track it.
Okay. Well, that's actually harder because they're not made to do that. However, the active bugs, the more expensive, bigger ones, like they have signal locators, so you might be able to do that. You'd have to stay close. She gets more than a couple blocks away, and you're not going to be able to track her. That's still what you want to do?
Maybe. What kind of vehicle is she in?
It's just a regular 4-door sedan. This place is mostly wheeled vehicles. There's a couple G cars flying around. And there's a number of different types of aircraft and other sci-fi-esque vessels, but most of the cars are pretty rudimentary. Like, it's a sedan because all the cars use the same chassis, and most of the cars are work trucks. So it's a car built on a truck chassis.
Internal combustion engine, or is it electric?
Combination. This one's going to be gas or diesel, but they come in both flavors.
I'll tell you what I'd like to do. Because I'm stealthing over here, I would like to mechanically disable her vehicle. She has to get out.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a mechanics check, and give me another stealth roll.
Alright, so this one is my mechanics check. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 total for mechanics.
What are Luca and Holmes doing while you're doing this? Because that's going to take you a minute.
Yeah. Ooh, stealth.
I know he's stealthed out, so I am at like viewable. So we've got a door that opens things. So I've opened that door and carried my bag. I put it down, and I'm just trying to talk around that door a lot, trying to be a bigger presence here that's easy to follow.
Okay, trying to be distracted. I like that. You can have a boost for your stealth check if you need it, Ghost. What about you, Holmes?
I'm gonna go drop my bag of gold off, as well as listening into what's going on.
You guys have Bluetooth for your phones, so you can be on a voice chat if you want.
Hey. Going to be watching out to see if there's anything else, like if there's any other, like actively looking for anybody else other than just the one sedan following us. And
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception roll. Ghost, how did your checks go?
My mechanics check went really well. It was an 11.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, my stealth, even with boost, only got to me 5.
How are you disabling this vehicle? Because you're
Well, I was gonna. If it was a internal combustion engine, I was gonna like potato in the tailpipe kind of thing, where I just ball up something and shove it into the exhaust until just shit goes wrong with the engine.
so you haven't seen that episode of Mythbusters where you basically just made a potato cannon.
No, I did not see that.
No.
Well, then I could like bog down something.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say that the engine's in the back because it's an alien planet. They don't know how to build cars. Like,
Volkswagen Beetles.
Yeah.
Took off, man.
yeah, and then they turned into Lincoln Continental Volkswagen Beagles. That's a child that should never be born. So you're able to just like, pull the distributor cap off or something. Like, but you're not very stealthy, so like you pop the hood, you pull the thing off. Now the
Right.
sound that was covering up you doing all that is stopped, and you close the hood, and you're holding the distributor cap, and she's looking in the mirror, go, and roll initiatives.
yeah,
I got an 8.
7.
I got a 10.
She got an 11.
Of course she did.
Luckily, your car can't go nowhere.
Luckily, 6 plus 2 is only 8. So that's 6 plus 4 is 10. So she spins around, sees Taylor, pulls out one of those little laser pistols you just found, and pulls the trigger through the back glass. Now I'm going to count the back glass as a DR of 5.
We
Okay.
could have talked. We could have talked, lady.
She burns a hole straight through it. It hits you in the face. She did 10 damage. I'm going to call it 5 damage because, whatever. And magically, you're also going to still get your protect suit. So you're going to end up taking 1 damage to your actual hit point pool. Unless you want to die for cover. But really, I don't narratively think that makes sense.
Yeah, she's gonna burn my chin a little bit. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm going to say she burns your chin a little bit, and then you get your arm up to, like, your protect suit absorbs the rest of it. And now it's Luca's turn. You see a laser blast go off.
I would like to run out and open that door.
Okay, it's like 25, 30 yards away.
Oh, she's way far back there.
Yeah, no, it's a block. You're on one end, she's on the other end.
Excellent. I'd like the other people to go first.
Okay. Holmes was on lookout about halfway down the street. What do you want to do?
I'm going to head towards her and draw my stunner because that's what I got.
Okay.
And
She's within shooting range, but she's inside a vehicle.
I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot, even if it's just to distract her from pointing fancy laser pistol at my buddy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your to hit. It's 8 to hit.
Alrighty. And it's an energy weapon, right?
It's an energy weapon. Yep.
Yay. 9, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. Make sure you add your effects to your damage.
It was an 8 that I needed, right?
Yep.
So 4, and then let me see if I can remember how to do this. I forgot which tech level my stoner was.
I think I gave you the option for either one, so I'm sure you took the higher one.
Yes. So 3 of these things. 5, 10, and then plus the 4, 14.
Hold on, I'm checking something. I think that I'm right. No. On the planet that you're on, you're tech level 9, and you bought these locally. I'm going to let you have 10.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Re-rolling.
Sorry.
No worries.
I just remembered that we weren't on the capital. So on the capital planet, you could add anything.
So I'm not going to complain because I rolled better for a total of 17.
Excellent. Okay, so also, she is going to get a DR because it's going through a corridor. But basically, my imagining is you're shooting at the car door. It's made of metal. It's, in essence, an electrical charge. She grabs the car door to try to get out, and she's going to take some of that damage you shot at the car. Calling it half, rounding up. So we're looking at 9 damage directly to her through soak. So you render her unconscious through the car door. And she slumps down in the seat.
Sweet.
You're no longer in combat time because he rendered her unconscious. So,
Run over and punch her in the face.
but now there's a door that's partially cooked, and an unconscious spy in the front door of a sedan, and you guys are shot in the middle of the parking lot, which is caused, or in the right middle of the street, which has caused panic, and there's several running, screaming people, as would happen when there's a bunch of gunfire.
Oh, Luca holds the door open. Bring her in here, guys.
Grab her and pull her into the brokerage.
Okay.
I'm going to do a quick search of the car.
12 people see you pull this woman out of the car and pull her into the brokerage.
She's having a seizure. We're medically treating her. Very nice.
The gunfire! Someone get the police!
Oh, I thought she was stunned.
Yeah, it's to them it's still gunfire. Plus, she shot you with a laser pistol. It's the future. Stunner fire is gunfire.
Ah, I see.
I mean, honestly, if you pulled out a taser and tased someone on the street, I'm pretty sure there'd still be people running, screaming, and calling for the police. I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
Pretty safe assumption.
Yeah.
If we can get her in the brokerage, maybe I can ask Stacy for a lift. We're gonna.
She's
get her
gonna
out
be
of the
mad
brokerage.
as a fucking hornet that you brought her in there after that.
Stacy, this lady attacked us.
I mean, we have the car.
Somebody broke it.
Yeah, I did kind of break it.
You could try to fix it. So Stacy's gonna be like, you need to not bring her in here. Like, you need that is not an acceptable solution to this problem. It's not covert. That is bad for business. That could get the whole brokerage shut down. Get the fuck out right now, and then call me later if you need more subtle help.
Let's get her out of here. I grab her. We put her both over the shoulder and head back.
All right, let's try to get a ride.
I mean, just go fix that car. Or are we going to hail a taxi with the limp person's arm?
Nah, I'm gonna go try to fix her car.
I lean back in and say, "Can we at least have a pair? How about some pair of handcuffs?"
3 people simultaneously try to throw you a pair of handcuffs.
I do that with
one of them is intelligent enough to try to throw you a key.
X. I get the things I need. And I get her in handcuffs. I carry her while he fixes the car.
Okay. The sound of sirens is getting very loud.
I got a 13 to fix the car.
Oh shit, you slap that bitch back together. You can see lights coming around corners by the time you all get to the vehicle.
Yep, and then I'm going to tell them to get in, and I'm going to drive.
Excellent. It's not this good of a car. But, let's get you a little car token.
I got a 10 on my drive.
Oh, yeah. You have drive as a skill. Where are you going on the map?
I'm going to try to lose our pursuers, and then go to...
We know a good murder room.
Yeah, we know a good murder room.
We're going to go to the murder room.
Okay. The cops rolled a 6, so they're not going to catch you. You are going to get away. So you just want to go to the murder room, huh?
I don't know a better place to do it. We know that the ship is under surveillance.
We're going to make a murder room real quick.
I mean, the irony that she's going to get murdered in her murder room. Oh, it's so good.
Actually sound pretty pleased by that. All right. Murder room is pretty much in place. You're going to need a token for her. I could use one of the dead people. If I had them. I don't have them. We'll just use a generic token. There you go.
All right, give me your phone.
So she's still unconscious. You guys are going to cuff her to the chair?
Yep, and then go through her pockets.
Okay. Go ahead and
search the car.
She has a small backpack. Go ahead and give me search rolls for all your searches.
I got an 11 on mine.
You did good.
Got box cars.
You did good too.
How'd you find that phone? I want to spend my time trying to turn that phone off the best I can.
All right, so what'd you get, Kizik?
I got if I'm using it, I'm trying to get the phone. Am I searching the phone, reconning the phone, or computersing the phone?
With Ghost's roll, he's going to find the phone, a knife, and a pistol on our person.
He tosses me that phone, and I got a 10 +1 intrusion +1 education 12.
I need to do more equipment cards. I do not have enough of them. Okay, so you crack into the phone. You are in like Flint to the phone. In the back seat of the car, Holmes is going to find a backpack, and as he opens up the backpack, he's going to see that it's got a laptop and a whole bunch of antenna arrays, and as he opens up the laptop, he's going to be like, well, obviously this is tied to something, but, screen's locked. It's probably important. Um, in the backpack also is going to be a set of tools that look like they're for taking apart computers, and there's going to be a weird looking bag that doesn't have any of the tools in it and is like wrapped up itself in like Velcro.
Like a Faraday bag?
That is exactly what it is.
I only know because I used to use them in real life.
I know the whole time we were talking about why the phone couldn't be detected, you were probably
Yeah.
you were probably biting really hard on your tongue.
I was like, man, I might actually have one of those in my
Yeah.
drawer right here.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Miss Super Spy. Slap, slap. Time to wake up.
Okay. So she, after a while, is going to like start coming around. Be like, and she's going to start moving around. She's going to feel that she's like cuffed and have like that waking revelation. Then immediately be like, oh shit, and then look up and you're going to be right there. She looks reasonably afraid. She's a very small woman.
Hello, lady.
Hello. Why do you have me here? I haven't done anything wrong.
Oh, you know where here is?
It's a room. She's blatantly lying.
Does this room look familiar, though?
I've never seen it before in my life. So she has a -3 to her deception, but I'm gonna roll it anyway.
Okay.
She didn't pass.
I'm going to persuade her to maybe try to tell us a little bit about herself. I'd like to know your name, my name, and I'll give her. My name is Mr. Mall. A-L-L.
Okay, Mr. Mall. You may need to roll a deception. That
Oh, a deception instead of persuade?
yeah. If you're gonna lie to her, that is how the rules work.
That's okay. I got a 1 in deception, so that is a 9.
Okay. Well, she rolled a 9. So I'm not sure how to do that, but I'm gonna go with a tie being that she doesn't know whether to believe you or not, and she's gonna slip up and say, "I thought your name was Taylor."
Ah, there it is. There it is. So how long have you been, researching our little group?
Research is such a strong word. Just out of curiosity, how thoroughly did you search her? Like you passed your check, you got a bunch of stuff off. I think you said you rolled like an 11, but you were looking for you're looking for specific items.
Can I say now that I'd like to make sure that she was disarmed?
Okay, but you're still looking for items.
Yeah, it would have been items.
Okay. Clothing, jewelry. Like, is she sitting here in her skivvies, or is she still like wearing her boots and her clothes? And is she wearing her jewelry that she had on?
I wouldn't have thought to take her jewelry off, I don't think.
Okay. So obviously she has the rest of it too then.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me and it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a 12 perception roll. And you're the only one close enough to do it currently.
I actually passed that. That's because that's an 11, and then I got 1 in recon.
Okay.
1 in intellect.
You catch her activating something on her charm bracelet.
Oh, we're gonna rip that right off. No. We can't have you doing that stuff. I smash her charm bracelet.
Ken, Holmes, I don't know what you and Luca are doing while he's doing this, but assuming that you have that computer in its hand, it's going to have like the little router that's in the backpack. Suddenly all the lights start blinking really fast.
That sounds like fun. I'm gonna rip the router out of the back of it.
Okay, we're just going to brute force this then, okay?
Luca had looked at the last 5 people she called, looked at the emergency contact people in this phone, and was running out to either destroy it or find that the guy found a Faraday bag to put it in.
Okay, so item number 1, there are no emergency contacts in the phone. There are a series of numbers, they're not identified by name, that have been several calls back and forth. All the messages, all the message logs, like the text messages, have all been deleted. You are dealing with a rather savvy cyber criminal here, but you can tell something important. There's an intrusion 2 software on this phone. And he found a bag that you were probably about to be like, God, I wonder what's on that. And as you come out there, he's ripping the guts of this bag apart.
Just put it. I'm a little bit sad. I guess that's better than it talking back to whoever it's going to. You should also probably drive that car away from here, or I will.
Yep.
So naturally, the router lights stop blinking when you pull it away from its power supply and, rip it out.
Oh, that's a cool bag there. I'm going to put this phone in it.
Okay, so you put the phone in the Faraday bag?
Yeah, and the remains of the laptop.
Okay. I forgot to mention, there's also several functions that are buried under layers of encryption that would need to be individually broken. Like there's encrypted files on the phone. So there's that too. So while that's all going on, the young lady. Oh God, you named her something I can't pronounce.
Svetlana.
Svetlana?
Svetlana.
Svetlana. I cannot pronounce that. Lana. She's gonna be
All
Lana.
right, how about Lana?
She's Lana. Oh man, I'd have to change her whole. Like she'd have to be like gigantic and have huge hands. So, she's gonna look up at Taylor and be like, we can probably work this out. The truth is, we didn't actually know who you guys were.
Until you can keep talking. It's okay. And I sit up on this table.
Truthfully, we still don't know exactly who you are. But we followed you around enough to guess that you're probably not from around here. You're dealing with the Valentine brokerage. They don't generally deal as much with the local governments, at least not the government side of it. They'll deal with civilians, but they are famous for helping outsiders.
Yeah, can I come with the task membership? I think we're all kind of really confused here. We were just here for the ship. We've got some corporation has paid us to come get the ship. I don't know what the big fucking deal is.
She's gonna she's gonna raise an eyebrow when you say some corporation is gonna. Go ahead and roll another deception check. It's gonna be a 12 to pass. She knows that's a lie.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I only got a 9.
And you watch the little bit of rapport you could have built with her slip away as she's like, okay, well, if we're gonna do it like that, then.
Oh, you were lying to me the whole time, Lana.
She just shrugs her shoulders.
All right. Well, where is our buddy Aiden?
She looks up at you. Doesn't say a word.
All right. Well, do you know, Mr. Schwarzenegger? Luca, you got a picture of Mr. Schwarzenegger somewhere?
I just made it back. Whew. I've got our Faraday bag, like getting pretty stuffed. The car is parked a couple weeks away.
Oh, you did not have time. You did not have time during that short conversation to do all of that.
Oh, then I am not here.
Shit.
Holmes is there.
On my Bluetooth. Yeah, Holmes, you got a picture of Mr. Schwarzenegger somewhere?
I don't think so. I was looking backwards.
So since we're going to talk about that, since I now need to talk about that, you guys pull the car around the corner. Just for the record, this is where the actual place that you are is. So if you've only pulled it to here, it's like within visual range of the door.
Oh, I would have done further than that.
Okay. I'm just trying to get how long you were gone kind of deal. So you get to there, okay? And as you are like getting out of the car, another car is going to pull up to the alleyway and stop.
Oh, did I bark myself in? I can't go around the corner?
I mean, if I'm waiting, you got out of the car, right? Like you're parking it here.
Yeah.
So he didn't pull up until you were out of the car. You could get back in the car if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd like to get back in the car.
Okay, give me a drive check because you're about to get in a high-speed pursuit.
Here's where I show you guys what I can do.
Roll a Tahoe down a hill.
I can roll it.
Unprecedented. Look, at least he didn't try to grab everybody's phones and smash them right out of the gate.
That's true, yeah.
I'm going forwards this time. I rolled a 6. I have a 2 in dexterity and a 0 in drive. That's an 8.
Yeah, you're gonna do pretty good right out of the gate, especially since I don't think this guy has drive. It's a 0, isn't it? Yep, he's got a 0 for this is a wheeled vehicle. He's got a 1. You are rolling that as a wheeled vehicle, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you got an 8. Okay, so you're still gonna pull away. I'm gonna change this guy's color to red so that we know he's a baddie. Didn't help at all. It just colored the base and not even that well. Anyway, so you pull down the. Which way do you want to go?
I'm headed towards the edge, right?
If you like, there's a T there. You're gonna drive through the walk. Like that's what I wanted to know. Yeah.
Taking a left.
There you go. Okay, he's pursuing you in hot pursuit. It's one guy as far as you can tell, and he's like leaning out the window, shooting at you with a laser pistol now because you're in the back alleys, and it's a single car wide, so he can't pass you, and you can't really maneuver, which means he's going to hit the car. And the engine's in the back. We already established this.
Oh no. I'm gonna gun it as hard as I can down this alley then.
Okay. While all that's happening, are you on the phone with the murder room?
Yeah. I hear, hey, can I have a picture? And I go, yeah. Oh, fuck! Gotta get back in the car! Ah!
And then you hear the sound of laser fire and what sounds a lot like a lot of steam bursting out of a radiator.
Oh, shit. Luca, you gonna be okay?
Well, I'm flooring it. I don't think it's going nowhere. Just a second.
Lana, maybe you could be straight with us. How many people are here with you in your little group?
Enough.
Well, there might just be one less. Was that you in the ship earlier?
She rolls her eyes and she's like, why would I tell you something when as soon as you get what you want, you're just going to kill me? Like there's no benefit to me here.
I mean, we could let you go.
Is that what you're going to do? Because I really don't feel like I can believe you right now.
We're not killers. Like,
Really?
We're just here for a ship.
You're not killers. I have some
We got attacked.
I got some pretty compelling evidence to the contrary.
Yeah, we defended ourselves extremely well, I might add. Don't make me defend myself against you. This doesn't have to go this way.
She tugs on the handcuffs. Yes, defend yourself.
Yeah, you're following us. You're obviously like against us, our adversary here. We're just trying to get the ship. Maybe you could talk. Maybe you could say something.
And
I mean,
and why do you want that ship so bad? Also, the sound of gunfire from your earpiece is probably escalating significantly right now.
right.
Lucas pulled out the shotgun and is leaning it because there's already a hole in the back of this car where a laser pistol has gone through, aiming it at the driver.
Okay, go ahead. That's a difficult check to make. I'm going to give you a Bane dice, and it's a 10 to hit. If you want to keep moving. If you want to go stationary, I'll make it an 8 to hit with the Bane dice.
So I got to come to a complete stop? No, I'm not going to do that. He's going to ram me, and my engine's in the back. Six plus 2 is 8. I did not hit. I should have come to a complete stop.
You still hit the car. So you hit the car, it busts up the windshield, the safety glass goes all like not able to be seen through, and he swerves into a building, and you get a little bit of ground because you didn't stop. You notice ahead of you that there's like a waist-high brick barricade that runs decoratively around this giant bay of water. And you're coming up on it at about 35, 40 miles an hour.
Is there enough room to make that left?
Maybe.
I'd like to make sure my seatbelt's on before I start to make this turn.
That sounds like a good idea. Holmes, what have you been doing this whole time? I feel like you're just like, yeah, he's talking, he's getting killed, you know.
That's kind of what's happening. Letting him do the interrogating, and I'm gonna step out and see if I can see, like, if I don't know he's around the corner there. If I can see if I can lend assistance to Luca at all, and if there's anybody else out there outside of Murder Room.
Okay.
And I'm grabbing the laser pistol.
Okay. Grab the laser pistol. So, that laser pistol only has 5 cartridge shots left in it. You don't have any additional ammunition, so keep track of that.
Roger.
You step out. You don't see anyone immediately obviously looking at the murder room. You can do a perception check to kind of pinpoint where the sound of the commotion is coming from, because you can definitely hear the gunfire.
Nine.
Okay, you know exactly where it's coming from, but you also vaguely remember there being water in that direction. Ghost. We've done a little bit of car chase. You're back with this chick. Lana's not being very cooperative. Lana seems to believe that no matter what, she's going to die. And had you read your briefing on this particular area, you probably would come to realize that intelligence agents, as Stacy told you earlier, when they're captured here, just know that they are going to die. Giving up information in this kind of interrogation isn't generally productive for them. However, you're an outsider. You have bruised your credibility a little bit, but it is possible you could negotiate that angle. Is your other mic dead?
Yeah, negotiate the angle that, like,
That
I
you're-
am an outsider.
Yes, you're not one of the... Like, all of these planets are basically at the brink of war with each other. You're from the GIA, who doesn't give a fuck. Hypothetically, except you kind of do. She doesn't kind of fully know that. Like, it's going to be a tough angle to walk, because you're going to have to walk a line. But, like, you might be able to get her to talk. And she almost certainly does know where Aiden is.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with, like, all right. Have you been here for a long time? Like, is this your home planet? You from here?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion. I was going to have her just answer, but I think it's better to have you roll.
Yeah, it did really well. That's
Yes, you did.
11.
Okay, so she's going to look up at you and be like, no, I'm not from here. I'm not going to tell you where I'm from. All I will say is the same thing I said earlier, which is we didn't know who you were. It was an accident. The whole thing was an accident.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I'm not from here. I'm not embroiled in all of this, local political mumbo jumbo. And I'm kind of wondering why you, if you're not from here, are embroiled in this political mumbo jumbo. Like, we don't have to be. We can just walk, do our separate thing. You don't know who I am. I don't need to know who you are, really. I'm just asking. I need my friend back. I think you know where he is. This could be mutually beneficial. You walk away, I get my buddy back. Could be nice. We could just both go home tonight. Yeah. I don't want to play it the other way.
She looks at you and she says, give me my phone back and let me go, and I'll tell you where your friend's at.
See, it's this trust and verify thing. Here, I'll tell you what. I'll undo your cuffs, and then we hang out here and we talk for a little bit.
Okay. By the
I'm
way,
gonna undo her cuffs.
if you want to like sense a person's motive to see if they're lying, by the way, you rolled your deception. I don't know if that's a skill that you have or if that's what you want to do. I'm just letting you know that there is a way to do that.
Okay, yeah, I do have that skill. When I offer to cut her cuffs, and I'm like, are you going to talk to me if we just hang out here and I cut your cuffs? I can't give you your phone just yet. I think my brother's about to die. Maybe if you help me I'll give you the phone. You call your buddy off. The guy's shooting at my brother.
It's going to be really hard for me to call him off if he's in the middle of a gunfight with your brother. Also, I mean, as long as I'm here as your hostage, it feels fair that your brother's,
Jeez, you're no help.
She is definitely pulling the there's no really polite way to say stubborn bitch. But like she's very, very tough nut to crack. And she knows it, and she doesn't particularly fear dying, which is a vibe you're getting off of her. With that said, you can tell she wants to live.
Yeah, I haven't threatened her life at all yet.
Yeah. But her assumption from the moment she was grabbed was that that was what was going to happen, and it hasn't, which has helped your credibility. But she's also been trained for interrogation, so...
Yeah.
Let's go back to the gunfight. So, I'm not sure, unless Holmes is willing to jack a car, if he's going to be able to catch up to this before this first event happens. So I'm going to ask Luca, you're coming up on this turn. I'm assuming you want to make this turn.
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Got my seatbelt on. I might slow down to like 20 to try to take it. Hit the brakes at the last second.
Okay. Do you attempt to handbrake this turn?
No, I don't know the handbrakes on this car. I'm not a professional car driver. That is not a thing I would try to do. Just real good brakes, last second turn.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll your drive check. I'm going to tell you that no matter what, you are going to take damage because the angle of that turn is actually too small for the car. So you're going to scrape like up against the wall no matter what. The only way you might have been able to do it would have been to kind of like slide it sideways, but it would have increased the difficulty of the check. You probably made the right decision.
Seven plus 2 is 9.
You make it. Lots of sparks and everything. And behind you, you hear the revving engine. He did not slow down. And he did try to J-turn. So you get to about here when a car careens sideways through this wall and lands in the drink.
Can I take the Statesman, put it in reverse, and jump out and have it go into the drink as well?
Sure, you can. Are you sure you want to do that?
No, this is a good car.
It's not about the car. Actually, it has nothing to do with that particular action. I just didn't think that was the action you were going to take. But we're going to go ahead and let you think on that for a second. The car is basically sitting on top. It is about to start dropping down into the water. Holmes, I'm not sure what you can do from this state, but you might, before the thing sinks, be able to run all the way down these streets. It's going to be a heck of a run, but you could probably get there.
That's my plan.
Okay, give me an athletics check to see how far you get.
Yeehaw. Not that far. 4?
Nah, you're going to make about halfway. Turns out you're not in very good shape.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Cars are faster than me.
You guys going to say anything over comms?
Hey, Luca, are you all right?
Yeah, the other car just drove into the river.
Do you need assistance?
I'm
While
looking.
panting and running.
I've got my shotgun. I'm looking at it. Is the guy still trying to shoot me?
No, the guy's unconscious. He just drove into the water. His face hit a steering wheel. He's gonna drown.
Are you gonna save him?
How far down is the water? I'm not that good of a swimmer.
Well, it's probably about 4 feet from the edge of the where he went through to the water, the top of the water level. So you could probably climb in and out without an excessive amount of difficulty. He is, however, in a motor vehicle that is currently sinking in the water.
But it doesn't have a front windshield, right? So I got to place through it.
It's got a front windshield. There's just a bunch of holes in it, but but you could probably bust it out if you really wanted to. Let's go back to Ghost for a second. All this has happened in your earpiece. You're busy, trading insults with Lana.
Yeah, and I have a really bad poker face, so my eyes just got really wide, and I got silent, and I start like, "Hold on, Lana."
Okay, that actually is going to make her really nervous. She's going to be like, "Wait, what's going on?"
Yeah, everything should be okay. I'm gonna come back here, behind her and cut her handcuffs.
Well, they're handcuffs, so you open them with a key.
Oh yeah.
But
Sorry.
you can take this off.
Open the handcuffs.
She's going to spin around immediately, like she can see the worry on your face.
The car chase. There was a car chase, and your buddy was shooting at my brother. But then there was like an accident, I think. So I think Luca, my brother, he might save your friend, if that was your friend in the other car. Why don't you tell me some stuff? Maybe I can help you out by getting Luca to save him. Like if it's the right guy, right? You gonna tell me anything?
Roll me a persuade. Go ahead and take a boost dice for your...
Uh, 7 plus 1 persuade plus 0 social. 8.
I'm so happy you made that check. She's going to be like, I'll make you a deal right now. I will tell you exactly where your friend is, but you have to let me walk out that door with my phone.
You can tell me where Aiden is.
Yes, that's your friend, right? Aiden?
Yeah, you gonna tell me who's in the grav car that was chasing my brother?
No. But I'll tell you where your friend is.
Or your phone?
And to walk out that door right now. You let me go, I take my phone, I walk out that door.
Here's the problem, Lana. I don't have your phone. My brother's got it.
Alright. For walking out the door, I'll go, because... Yeah.
You're gonna tell me where Aiden's at?
Yes.
I'll let you go. You tell me where he's at.
She starts walking towards the door. She opens the handle and, turns back to see if you're, pointing a gun at her.
Nope.
Okay. And she's like, he's in the trunk of the car. And she runs out the door.
I get on the Bluetooth. I'm like, yeah, Luca, the guy, Aiden's in the trunk of a car.
Oh, fuck. And I dive into the river.
Holmes and Taylor. I'm gonna need athletics checks from Luca, but I want to see if you guys like. I don't know if Taylor can possibly make it. He's in better shape, but I don't know if he can possibly make that run.
Absolutely not.
Athletics it is. Not a 3. 7, 8, 9.
You can make it all the way up to where Luca is as he just gets the guts up to jump in. But Luca, you're gonna give me a swim check. The car is now like the trunk itself is only above water because we established the engines are in the back, so the trunk is actually in the hood that you were shooting at, which is awesome. So it's tipped backwards, and like the engine is weighing it down, so like it's kind of turned up and down, and where the trunk is now pointed straight up in the air, but the car has started sinking really fast.
Yeah, I got a 9 on my. I went athletics dexterity for swimming.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Yeah. So I took a couple of steps, jumped into the lever. I made it to the hood of the car. How do I open this car? I kick it. I see if I can open a door in the car. I've got a shotgun. I'm going to shotgun through a window and see if I can pop the trunk thing inside the car.
Okay, so your mechanism is that you want to pull the latch on the trunk and try to get the hood open before it goes underwater.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a athletics check with a Bane. No, sorry, mechanics check with a Bane.
What if my Bane dice was better than the 1 and the 1 that I rolled on my other dice? Sorry. So I got 2 1s, and then I have a 1 in mechanics and a 1 in education.
I really hope Thodubs doesn't die when he's not here.
I jumped in the water. I tried.
All right. So you couldn't even get into the car. Like you're trying to break the safety glass, and it like you shoot it, you do all this other stuff, and it's just there. It's got holes in it. I'll also say that during your attempt to shoot the glass out, the driver takes 2 shots to the face, and he's dead as a doornail. Holmes, what are you doing?
Looks like I'm gonna jump in and help him out.
Okay.
Check the other trunk. She said he's in
I
a car.
I already searched the other car.
Oh, you did?
That's where we found the computer and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. My bad.
That would have been hilarious, though.
Yeah.
But no, I already thought of that one. My first was like, I'm gonna check the other car, and I was like, oh wait, no, I already did that.
I'm not gonna lie. If he hadn't specified he was spinning a whole he spent a ton of time searching that car, I was gonna be like, he's just where the spare tire goes.
Yeah, I'm going to go in and also attempt to get the trunk open. I'm gonna use the door handle and see if I can open the door and reach under and push the trunk release.
So the door is definitely not going to open. Once again, episode of Mythbusters. You should totally watch it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. There's no way you're going to be able to open that door. If you can if you can get through the glass, or you can get to the trunk, which the trunk is still above water, you can probably do it that way.
All right, we're trying the trunk then.
Okay, so you get to the trunk. There's no external latch that's really obvious. However, you know where the latch is. It's a car.
Yep, gonna shoot the latch.
With what weapon?
My fancy laser pistol that I just picked up.
Give me a damage roll.
Okay, what is the damage on this thing? Lots of damage.
Make sure you mark off that you are down to 4 shots.
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm horrible with things. For 7-11.
Okay, so the door absorbs 5 of that, and Thodubs absorbs the other 6. But you do open the trunk.
Yes. I'm gonna pull him out.
He's completely limp and unconscious. He's also bound at the wrists, elbows, ankles, and knees.
Okay.
They-
I got a Luca here to help me. Let's get him.
I feel
Out of
like
the
I feel
water.
like you get him out of here. You pull it in, and you look over, and Luca's still shooting the shit out of the windscreen, trying to get in.
Butt of the gun. Butt of the gun. Pulling hard on the angles.
A crowd has formed at the remaining shoreline, and you're being like recorded on everyone's cell phone as your valiant effort to rescue people. You're gonna swim back to the shore, and they have this really bound guy and shotguns where you've been shooting, and you left a guy behind who you kind of shot, and realize that this is probably bad PR.
A little bit.
We're going to get in that statesman car and drive away.
It's all busted up from like hitting walls and shit. It's like dragging body pieces. Where are you gonna go with it?
Away from the big crowds. I'm going to go down this road and then make a turn and then come back up this road and then make a turn.
Let me just roll something real quick. Hey, roll me a stealth check.
Car stealth.
Better than a 4.
I got a 5 on the roll plus 1 on stealth plus
Excellent.
dexterity, maybe?
Sure.
I don't know. That's an 8.
That is how it normally goes. Anyway, you only needed a 4, so you pass. So the police once again arrive far too late to do anything about the escaping vehicle. Once again, Luca's been caught on camera for the 3rd or 4th time doing something super illegal.
It's only the second time.
That you know of.
Right.
I didn't do any other illegal things. I'm going to be the face of this rebellion.
I don't think that's gonna be a thing. Okay, so you eventually make it back to the murder room.
I come in the door, shotgun ablaze, kick the door open, and aim it like I'm going to shoot the lady in the knee. And I go, where?
While he's doing all this and doing all the driving, I'm going to like look over Aiden and make sure he's just unconscious, that he's not like bleeding out or anything like that.
He did get shot with a laser in his leg. It needs some medical attention.
All right, let's do that medic thing.
Let's do some first aid.
Yeah. I got a medic skill. Let's see what it does. Medic roll, medic roll. Medic would be a education, correct?
That is correct.
Got a whole whopping 6.
So that's a failure.
Blue.
Yeah, you don't have the stuff with you to do it. You can't really get it done right. Luckily, it's not bleeding because it's a laser wound, but he's going to need some real medical attention at some point.
But he's not dying.
He's not dying, no. He's pretty buffed up, though. Like, his face is black and blue. Like, they pounded on him really hard.
I didn't hit that lady at all.
You didn't hit that lady at all. That's correct.
Luca
Go ahead.
busts through the doors. Taylor's just sitting on this with his legs kicking.
You guys find Aiden?
Where?
Something like that. What's left of him?
Here, you want his token?
On it. Yeah, we won't.
Just go put him in the trunk.
I may have lost him. Thought I drug him off to the side. Maybe it didn't. It's fine. I gotta back up somewhere. Ah, wait, here we go. Got him. So you drag him in. Imagine one of you gives him what's left of his leather jacket back. He's gonna be unconscious for the remainder of the episode. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you. His blood is swimming in chemicals. Hello. Oh, we lost Ghost. Ghost is back.
I'm here.
There we go. It's all good. So he's gonna be unconscious. You guys are back in the murder room. What do you guys want to do?
What time is it?
Let's see. You guys started the day by going to your ship that was having all sorts of issues. It's probably around 3 or 4 p.m. You guys have got to be really tired at this point, too.
Yeah. We should probably go back to the brokerage and hang out.
Just realized if we go back to the brokerage, we have a beat up car that was probably taped at some point, and people are looking for her. And we got a buddy of ours that's black and blue with a laser burn on his leg. Do you think they want us back at the brokerage right now?
That's a good point.
Send for a car. So we need a pickup. There's a burning car outside of a murder room.
I can see Luca making that call, and Taylor's like, "It's not." Oh,
It is now.
Ghost is muted.
This microphone stopped working.
Yeah, it's like really bad. Trying to get it to work. All right, well, maybe we need to come up with a place to stay. Maybe we could stay on the ship.
Yep, we can stay on the ship. We got to clean it up a little bit. But that's real far away, and it's going to be tough to explain to all those police people as we're going on to a big old police base to get to the ship why this guy is unconscious. And
You had a lot to drink. I mean, we could lie, right?
yeah, I'm already pushing my lies. Like I might need a new face. But we saved somebody. And shot a car with a shotgun to try to save somebody. And then
Kill another person.
No, I found him. And we took him out of the car while he was bound.
No, the driver of the car. We definitely shot him.
Who's this we you talking about?
All right, fair enough.
You shot Aiden.
Yeah, but he's still alive. And he's on our team. I'm allowed to shoot him.
So you just let that lady go, Taylor?
What's Lana's last name? It's got to be vaguely Austrian. Or should I just look something up?
You should probably look something up, but I've got a token for you.
Oh, okay. I was going to do that next. Go ahead and give me a token.
I'm going to send it to, where should I put it? Traveler.
All right. She's a scrawny woman with black hair. Don't make her Lana Kane. Let's see. I need the name generator.
Oh, mine says Pickler.
Like with an S? Spickler? Or just Pickler?
Pickler. Pichler. One who lives on a hill.
European. I got a bunch of them that are a lot better than that. I'm going to go with Mesmer. Because I can pronounce it. Okay, fine, we'll do it like that. Okay. So then I do this, and I do this, and then I'll just leave the whole thing in there. Okay. Let me know when her token's ready.
Token's ready. It's in the Traveler.
She is Lana Kane.
No, she's not.
It's good. It's all good. Let's see. I need to copy the link. And then I need to make a new one. Pasta. Custom. Pasta. Import. I need this name.
Just heavily based.
Yeah, guys, that's not Lana Kane. Okay, so now that that's all sorted, she's got a Corolla DeVille thing going on. She's got some white in her hair.
Yeah, that's pretty cool for the AI to do that.
So you guys are trying to get this body back to your ship. And last I heard, you didn't really have a good plan for doing that.
No, we're terrible at this.
No, we're going to use the Valentine agency. They don't ask questions. This is subtle now. Just a pickup ride, and they're not going to look in the trunks of their ships or of their things.
It is fair that Stacy said you could call her back when you could be subtle.
Yeah, I'll give her a shout.
Okay. You call her up. She answers on the first ring, and she's like, "You still alive?"
Yeah, some of us are doing better than others, and we're in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, no, that would not. You'd never be in trouble.
Yes, the sarcasm is unnecessary.
She laughs heartily on the other end of the line.
We are, yeah, we're fucked. We're way over our heads, really. We need a place to hang out and cool off.
Okay, well, couple things. I can send a car to pick you up. If you're going to come here, then you're going to need to stay away from windows and such because your brother's face is all over the news. And people are now wanting to talk to him about the various explosions, gunfights, and bodies that have shown up. They actually think he might have had something to do with killing that police officer the other night. And then he was seen ramming someone off the road into the river just a couple hours ago. Lots of witnesses. So
That's not how that went down, by the way, Stacy. He didn't ram anybody off the road. It was a chase. The second car came up and just wrecked.
I mean, how does Taylor know?
Yeah, well, I heard it all on the radio. He was giving a play-by-play.
You're hearing everything in your ear as you're like, you rammed him off the road? No, I didn't hear nothing. No, I just hit the corner and he just kept going. He used Aiden as a bumper to jump over that thing, though. And then I jumped in the water. I tried to save him.
So, she's like, you probably are going to want to come back here because did you realize that you dropped bags of gold in our lobby?
Yes. We will need help with that, too. Okay, yeah, send us a car. We'll be at the brokerage soon.
Okay. I'll arrange it. Where are you at?
The murder room?
Yeah, you know the murder room, right?
You know where the murder room is?
Look for the flaming car. We're 2 blocks away from that.
Look for the flaming car.
We're at the west wall. West entrance. We're about 2 blocks from the west entrance.
So she tells you how to like look at the building and find street names and stuff. You get your bearings, and she's like, "Okay, I'll send a black sedan." What do you guys do with the sedan that you have? Do you actually burn it, or do you just leave it there?
I make sure there's no street lights or anything that's going to catch my picture, and then I burn it. We got all the good stuff out of it.
How do you burn it?
Oh, it's in an engine room. There's a bunch of oil in here, right?
It's a boiler room. It's not a starship. It's an apartment building.
I still got like a can of grease that you
Sure. I mean, you're gonna be able to find. It's a diesel-powered car, so you're gonna be able to find fuel if you want to. I was just trying to figure out how you were going about doing it.
Yeah, let the diesel burn.
Okay.
Siphon some of that into the inside. I want it to burn real hot.
Okay. So you light the car on fire
Mechanics.
before the car shows up. Just to be clear.
That's bad plan.
That's a bad plan. I can be talked out of it.
We should probably wait till after we get picked up.
Put it on a remote trigger.
Can I borrow your phone? No, we can make a remote trigger, right? We got a bunch of spare parts.
You still have Lana's phone?
Yeah,
I
before
do.
we burn it, let's make sure we have all of the stuff out of the car. The phone and the computer and Faraday bag and all that stuff.
Did you check if she had somebody in her trunk?
Does Aiden? Oh, where's Aiden's phone? Was that in the car?
I know why
Are you waiting for a metagame answer?
I'm asking Luca, did he check the car for Aiden's phone?
I was trying to save a guy's life. We didn't search the car too hard because it's underwater. Oh my goodness, are you going to make me go swimming again? We got to get scuba suits and go down and check it out before the police get there.
Yeah, it's too late for that.
Do you just have a spare scuba suit ready for you?
A terrible idea.
I feel like Taylor's like, I'm so mad at you right now.
You saved Aiden, but not Aiden's phone.
I do admit that mistake, but I could get that car door open. If I would have had that car door open, I would have searched the car. You also had a lady who could tell you exactly where the phone was, and then you let her go.
She told me where Aiden was. That he was in the trunk. I told you where Aiden was, and that's how we saved Aiden.
Again, Aiden's not as important as the phone he had.
True.
Did you ask her about the data cores?
No, I didn't want to let slip that we knew anything about data cores. I told her that a corporation hired us to pick up the ship. That's what we said to the Port Authority when we came in, and that's the lie that we're going to keep this going. We have the paperwork that says that we're here to pick it up. That's legit. That's what I'm trying to tell them. I don't need to tell them anymore.
There's a couple beeps outside. The car's arrived.
Excellent. Let me start burning this car.
Stuff a rag down the gas tank.
I pick Aiden up. Get him out to the car.
It's a black SUV with tinted windows. As you get in, you realize that it's also armored. They're taking no chances with you guys.
It doesn't have to be armored. They're not gonna.
Valentine.
And do you want me to drive?
No,
good.
there's a chauffeur. He's like, no. Stacy's in the front seat, and she's like, so, you had to show a girl a good time, don't you?
I mean, you weren't here with us.
Oh, we've been busy.
Did you figure out who those people were?
What you had asked her to look up was the information that you've kind of already uncovered. She knows that they are agents from an outside entity. She can tell you a little bit more. Hold on, I didn't actually roll for her stuff. She can tell you that on the same day that the launch went down, she found out that there were reports of a gunfight in Holland, which was the outpost that the launch had gone to. But she didn't really find out much about your your adversaries here. Other than the fact that there probably aren't very many of them. To which you could potentially reply that there are too
There's
few.
two less.
There's two less.
Yeah. It's 2 less now.
Could have been 3.
It could have been, but I'm not. When have I ever just beaten the hell out of a lady? It's not me, man.
Plus,
Wrong
that tactic
thing to do.
that tactic wouldn't have worked. That's what she expected you to do.
Yeah, I did the unexpected.
So you guys get Aiden back. He gets immediate medical attention. The doc is like, they really did a number on him, not just like punching and they shot him in the leg and did all this other stuff, but like he's got all sorts of like drugs in his system. They were probably trying multiple cocktails to like break his hold on reality so he'd just start talking about things. But like he's gonna need detox for like at least a day.
All right, thanks, Doc. I mean, IVs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Stick them in.
So the doc, as you are thanking him, you realize he's actually a veterinarian, and they've got him on a actual table, not a surgical table, in the back room. And he's like, "Look, under the circumstances, this is the best you're gonna get."
Hell, I think it's a great idea. I mean, how often do people get shot by laser, though?
A lot. It's like 40% of the weaponry out there. But it is a gunshot wound. So
Yeah, so you have to report it.
yeah. Normally. All right.
Well, thanks, Vet. Doc.
You guys have solved a couple of your problems, but you got many more. What do you guys want to do now?
Oh yeah. We should probably have our conversation that we were going to have at the start here and go over what we're doing, and we should probably get some serious rest and food because we haven't eaten anything in a long time.
Hell yeah, I'm for that.
You
Wanna
guys,
order a pizza?
yeah, some pine cone pizza. No, what it's called, ham apple pizza.
Yay, pizza!
We better get it delivery though. I'm not leaving.
If
Good
this
call.
were an in-person game, I would fucking make this and bring it. Just to watch Thodub sit there and be like, this is a crime against humanity.
And it would be worth every minute of it.
Right?
With spam, right?
Yes, spam and out of the can pineapple. I wouldn't even use the good stuff.
Oh, no.
Well, that's right. That
Okay.
would actually kill Ghost. I can't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I would die. That's okay. All right, so I agree that we do need some sleep. I think we also need to name these Holland. I don't know what they are. Holland dudes, the cell of Holland agents.
Austrian.
Not bad guy, not good guy is what are they, people?
Yeah, the Austrian guys, but they're from Holland, right? HOLLEN.
Oh,
It's just a place here.
Yeah, Holland is the outpost. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the spies. Okay. Yeah, so there's an outpost. It's a mining outpost. It's a mobile outpost to make things even more complicated, so it's not even always in the exact same spot. And it's like a mining town that just moves with the ore veins. All prefabs and trucks and shit. And there aren't a whole lot of records on the public internet about it. But it's a good thing you guys can research while eating pizza.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
You can also talk about what you're going to do to get your ship fixed up.
Yeah, so there's things that I'm tracking so far. Obviously, we need to get the data core still. Some leads that we have are the launch and what happened to that. We also have the Top Point Hotel and what happened with that. And we also have the What are we going to do to fix our ship? Those are some of the quick off the head big ideas of stuff that we still need to figure out.
Yeah, priority 1 is tracking down the data core. Like, we don't really even need to fix this ship up. We've got enough money now. We could just lease, a one-way trip out of here if we know where we're going. I'm also all for fixing the ship up, too. As a mechanic, that's a good time.
I just like the concept of having a giant ship that has big guns. For no other reason than having a ship that has big guns.
It does have turrets, right?
2 of them.
Oh, did you see the triple pop-up turret in the back?
Yep.
All right, so here's a wild idea, kind of a gamble. We alter some of the logs on the ship to say 2 data cores are back, ship is ready to launch, and we see who comes to the ship. Because we know there's a bunch of people listening to the ship.
Oh, you're saying bait them.
I think you might have a problem with that if you say 2 data cores, because probability, again, just my opinion, but the probability of the people who took the data cores just grabbing 2 of them or 1 of them, they probably grabbed all of them. So if we go, hey, we got 2 data cores back, and they happen to have all of them still, like, they're going to know we're bluffing.
What is the number of data cores?
2.
Oh,
Okay.
And they're not mirrored. They are one combined unit. You need both.
It is a raid.
So if we go under the assumption that the Austrians have the data cores, the Austrians now have a way to unencrypt the data cores, and our whole point of being here is pretty much null and void. If the Austrians don't have the data cores, they've got the key to the data cores, and they're trying to figure out how to get into that back room, and that's why they were on the ship that time. Maybe that's my thinking here.
I think it's possible that they aren't the bad guys, and they're looking for the data cores for whatever reason. Because if they already had the data cores and they already had the ability to access them, why would they go back to the ship in the first place? And we can write off every reason that they attacked us. Like, they attacked us on the ship because we busted in on the room where they weren't supposed to be. They attacked us with the car because, well, we took one of them hostage. And
Right.
so I'm just saying that I'm not sold that they're the bad guys yet. I'm not sold that they're not the bad guys yet either. Just my thoughts on the subject.
So, like, I'm on a completely different thought process here. I think our Austrian friends are after the data core still. They don't have it. I mean, they would have killed Aiden and just taken the phone, I think. But they kept Aiden alive, asking him something, right? They needed him alive for something. So I don't think they have the data core. And my theory is the data core is not here anymore. I think the original crew put it somewhere or still have it. So we need to find the original crew and ask them about it. I think the next thing we need to find is what happened to that launch and what happened to the 4 other crew members.
Well, we know they got on the launch. We know the launch went to Holland. And then we knew the launch met its fate. Maybe we find Holland next and go there.
Yeah, I think that's our next lead.
So could we just be a couple of guys trying to start a career mining? Or, hey, we know about this ship here, and we're trying to pay it off as fast as we can, so we need to do a quick get-rich-quick scheme by joining the mining crew.
The mining crews that are currently revolting because they're not being paid enough?
Yeah, I think maybe as ship owners, we could go ahead and use the gold to fix the ship, and then go to Holland and use the ship to maybe transport supplies with us, so that we're better received.
Or we could use the use not agents, but the contacts that Stacy has to get us into the mining, like get us on the good graces and have a I don't know the words I'm looking for, like get us inside to go investigate Holland.
I feel like you guys would be Googling this place as you were talking about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Can someone give me a computer's check to maybe not go to the surface level Google searches?
How does a 10 fit you?
So, couple bits of information you're going to be able to find. Now, these are third-party rumors, and I'm going to go ahead and warn you. I've already dropped a couple of red herrings, and I know you guys have bitten on them. So, I'm not saying that one of these is a red herring, but what I am saying is that you guys need to understand that you need to consider your sources of information. Right now, you're on the internet. Holland is the center of the actual, like, armed rebellion movement. The let's take up arms and actually fight. It is the core of that. And there are lots of rumors that some outside entity has been providing arms to that movement.
There you go. We could be that guy. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody's showing up in a ship.
Face of the rebellion.
Bunch of weapons.
Did our ship have a bunch of weapons on it?
There were a normal amount of weaponry on board. There were several sealed lockers that you guys did not bother to open. You had lots of other things to concern yourselves with, but there is an armory on board.
Should check that out the next time we're there. Check sealed storage containers. Alright, well then you gotta ask the question, if this was a GIA ship, and this is a GIA data core, why is the GIA fucking around at Holland, maybe supplying weapons?
You have a
don't even wanna
briefing.
get
You
into
have
that.
a briefing telling you exactly what their mission was.
Where's that?
I gave it to you at the very beginning of the first episode. It's a PDF, and the main chat says player briefing.
Troubled times in the islands could result in communication delays, so the ship, the Perfect Stranger, was sent onto the islands to intelligence gather. Ostensibly just a stranger, Perfect Stranger was crewed by an Imperial Navy and Scout Service personnel. So we're looking for 6 people. Is that really how many people need to be on there to run this whole ship?
No. The crew requirements are listed here. Pilot, astrogator, engineer, steward, gunner times 4. It's actually more than that. It's 8. You can do it with less, but a full crew is 8. You use the word needed. One person could potentially fly the ship back. They might die, but they might be able to do it.
So we need to maybe figure out why. I don't know if that's the partner, but the ship is made it to a bondage and then landed here. We don't have any records that say why that happened. And then once it was here, the shuttle left, landed in Holland, maybe by shot down, maybe by other things, and maybe the 4 crew that were here are now secretly funding the rebellion so they don't die.
They'd be funding it because I have their gold now. We have their gold. Whoever's gold. Why was there gold on the ship? There was a shit ton of gold there. None of this is right.
Is 100K really a shit ton?
It is to little old me, mechanic pilot. I only had 85K to my name before I came here.
I only have 4,700K.
Well,
plus this magical ship or card that only in Armandage works, or here too, kind of.
the Perfect Stranger cost 100 million credits.
Yeah, that's a lot of credits.
So
I get that.
to put things in perspective, and you are on a operational budget, but that doesn't mean that there wouldn't have been funds set aside for various things. And you also have to realize that the cargo ship was moving tons of cargo back and forth between planets that have very limited lanes. 100K in the grand operation of even a completely legitimate commercial ship is a rounding error.
Okay, then. Well, that brings up the other point that we need to pay the berthing fees, $64,000 worth, which we could do. We could also call the guys that Holmes ran into that may even have some of these parts for this Type R, or know where to find them cheap. Do we want to start calling around and getting the ship fixed up? I guess we're going to Holland, right?
I think
should take a
Holland's
ship
still.
there.
Yeah, I don't know that you can take a capital ship to Holland. Is that a thing? Can we do that?
Not advised. The ship is physically capable of making the journey. However, as a rule, it's considered between illegal and like a direct act of smuggling or piracy to land anywhere but the downport. Like, you try to fly that ship out there without permission, and they're almost certainly not going to give you permission, it being, you know, the heart of their rebellion and all. They're going to send fighters to shoot you down.
Oh, is that what happened to the launch then?
Maybe, maybe not. A launch would be acceptable. A launch is just a shuttle. A launch is nothing.
Yeah, well, let's try to buy a launch.
I was about to say,
Those are
like,
expensive.
yeah, that you do need a launch. That is a legitimate need that you have. I don't know what tech level they are. I need to look.
It's too bad we can't get a hold of Stormhead Salvage because they're gone, but they had salvaged the launch. Maybe try to buy some of that parts back. Or get a lead on a used launch.
You think the crew would pull the cores and put them in that launch?
Like I said, I think the crew, I think the crew know where the data cores are.
No, the data cores were still there after the launch was shut down. We have logs that say that.
So the data cores were removed, a week after the launch, right?
Launch shut down, week, data cores removed.
Okay. I have that note here too. All right, my bad.
Okay.
No, it's tough. Got to figure it out.
So 20-ton launch. A 20-ton launch, if bought brand new, is 2.367 million credits.
What if it's one in a game of cards?
What if we steal one? I guess that's not going to happen.
I mean, it's 197 credits a month to maintain it, so if you steal one, obviously purchase cost isn't a concern. But that's up to you guys.
I mean, there's other ways to get around the planet. Like,
Yeah.
you know what those grav cars are for?
Or regular
guess,
cars.
That's true.
Or Riggy.
Or, planes, helicopters, planes, trains, automobiles.
Oh, did you say helicopters?
That's what we need. We need a fucking helicopter.
Yep. It sounds
Yeah.
like you guys have lots of thinking to do between now and the next session.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to come up with something like immediately.
I will say, things you want to keep in mind. The heat is getting real, especially with all the incidents. Law enforcement's going to start to become a problem a lot more than it has been. And you may want to have your ship in a position where it can take off. With that said, you're not on the wrong path. You've got lots of clues in front of you, and you do want to try to track these down, but you've got a lot of things to do in a very short time to do them. Anyway, it's been fun.
Yeah, good episode.
Yeah, I think we're going to call it there. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by.